would have been upsetting.
Yeah, that would have been game breaking. We've not been recording. Just the end. I quit forever.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to do, because these are legal in limited, so every pack you're going to get a breaking news card, but not a big scorecard, as I understand. The big scorecards, which are standard legal, are part of the list slot. So they go with special guests in the list slot, which is like 1 out of every 3 or 6 or something like that. So between 3 and 6. You get one of these. But every pack, you will get a breaking news card, which are reprints that are not necessarily legal in standard. It doesn't change their legality, right?
Yeah.
They're legal in whatever set they're currently legal in. So these, I think, are all rares and mythics, basically. Maybe some uncommons in... Yeah, there's definitely uncommons in breaking news. But I think maybe the vaults are like all rares and mythics. We'll see.
The vaults are all mythic, but they're all mythic.
Okay. Well, take it away.
Collector's Cage, 1 and a white for an artifact that has Hideaway 5, and then you pay 1 and tap it to put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost.
Okay, this is good.
Yeah, this is very good and limited.
Because I think you only have to activate that once on average, right? Or 0 to get the hideaway payoff.
Yeah.
Oh no, you do have to activate it once because its second trigger is only a part of the activation. So you always have to activate it at least once.
At least once.
But you could easily do it the turn that you play this, right? Like if you don't play this on 2, you play this on 5. It just takes 3 total mana.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
And if you're doing this turn 3, once again, you could realistically
it's outrageous.
get it immediately.
And it's also just giving you 1/1 counters every turn on a creature you control. This card is ridiculous in every way. Every way. It's silly.
Yeah.
This way it's silly. This way it's silly. Around here it's silly.
Yeah. All about it silly.
Oh, my goodness. The art is incredible, too. I really like this card.
That was as soon as I was just mesmerized by it for a while here. Just, I would like to be in that cage.
I'm not sure I want to be in there. It looks a little like a spaghetti monster singularities going on in there.
Do your damnedest.
You keep me in this cage. We also got like space people over here, just like, whoa.
Yeah, they're like, shit.
What did we find?
We are glad that is in a cage.
Yeah, that needs to be over there. Yeah, this card seems great.
Yeah,
so you can, in everything. Yeah, I want to play this in Commander, right?
For sure.
Because it's also,
if you're in a 1/1 counters deck, like
it once again can hit Eldrazi. And I think on average, you don't even need to be in a 1/1 counters deck. I just think on average, this thing is like proccing right when you play it. Like right when you play it, it does the thing. You're just cheating however much mana, you get the Hideaway 5 to hit, something big, hopefully, obviously.
yeah, I mean, this is very good.
Yeah, this is like an A to A plus, right? In limited. Yes. And it's awesome. Yes. It's an artifact. It's just great. This card seems like it's going to be worth money. All right.
Yep.
It has no... Oh, look at this alt art.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty nuts.
There's the EA one as well. I don't think I like the alt art as much as the regular art, but it's pretty good.
It's not as clean, but it's very good.
Ooh, we know this one.
Yep. It's your go.
Is it me? Okay, Grand Abolisher. Yep. 2 white for a 2/2 human cleric. Until end of turn, during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activates abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So, lands still can and battles. So yeah, this is a great card. We know what it's played in. It's good. This is cool art for it. This guy is tied to the cactus. It's cool. It's good. In limited, this is like not the worst, honestly, but is it worth double white? You need to be like strong into white to play this. It can affect your opponent for sure. It can affect your opponent
absolutely
in a game. So But it's hard to cast, so I don't know. It's like a C+, probably. But you really need to be in white. He's abolishing the area.
I definitely prefer the other one.
Look at the borders of these are pretty wild. Is the other
they're
border
really
like that?
interesting. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Wow.
It honestly reminds me of the Kaladesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is kind of Caldeshian. Yeah, all the grand abolishers. Look how many times they've printed it recently.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A lot.
All right, this one's you.
Old Tech Matter Weaver, 2 and a white for a creature human artificer. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. It's a 2/4, by the way.
Yep.
Create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token, or create a token that's a copy of target artifact token you control.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things this could be nuts with.
Yeah. I mean, in limited, this is like what a B plus, A minus maybe, right?
Yeah. You're just shitting out 1/1s and...
or better, 1/1s or better.
Or better.
Yeah. 1/1s or better on a 2/4 for 3.
And it's a 2/4 for 3. Yeah. It's a B plus.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool in other things too, right? Like go white strategies, token doubling strategies, broken token strategies, copying things as token strategies. It's cool.
And once again, excellent art.
Yeah, oh, this art's good. It's coming at you. Like the pink tones, pink and blue and yellow.
Yeah.
It's cool. That's the gnome token. Oh, that alt art.
Goodness,
that was pretty good.
Baller.
Yeah, he's serious business.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Again, a very simple reprint. 1 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile all graveyards. If a card or token will be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So this is you're only maybe sideboarding this in against black green, and that's about it. But obvious reprint out of 10. Let's look at the alt art. Oh, Ascension.
That's incredible.
You're gonna get exiled to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah.
That art's cool.
Whoa.
It's from Wilds of Eldraine. Yeah, I didn't see that either in Wilds.
Oh, I did have seen the not the poor kitty.
That's a doggy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Maybe.
That's a good boy.
Regardless.
Yeah.
The sweetness.
Right, you're good.
Esoteric Duplicator. 2 and a blue. Artifact Clue. Whenever you sacrifice Esoteric Duplicator or another artifact, you may pay 2. If you do, at the beginning of your next end step, create a token that's a copy of that artifact.
Yeah.
Pay 2 and sacrifice this and draw a card.
Because it is
a clue.
It is a clue. So this.
So if you have a way to sack artifacts, you could have
like clues or treasures or.
Well, you don't want to pay 2 to make more of them, but if you were sacrificing big artifacts.
No. Oh, that is a copy of that artifact. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Portal to Phyrexia's if you could sack a portal to Phyrexia.
It is itself an infinite clue, right? Because it duplicates itself if you pay 4
every time,
and it keeps doing the thing. This lets you Mindslaver lock somebody. Mindslaver, a 6-mana artifact, pay 4, tap, sacrifice. You control player's next turn.
Oh, yeah. You can literally just lock them.
Just lock them out of the game with Mindslaver. So that's gotten this card quite a bit of hype, I think. I mean, is this good enough as an infinite clue? Just pay 4, draw?
I think it depends on how the meta turns out.
Because there's not other artifacts.
If you've got a really control-y deck, sure, no matter what the meta is, if you're in a very control-y deck, this is good. It's just guaranteed better card draw engine than they're gonna have.
It gives you infinite sack outlets too if you have an artifact creature, right? Like, if you have an artifact creature and something, like, wants you to sacrifice creatures, you can just pay 2 mana and, like, keep getting it back.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your next end step. So it only kind of works once per turn per artifact.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is just like a C, maybe C+ if you're trying to do some real witty stuff with it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but I think it's still not. It's certainly not bad.
It's cool.
It's very slow.
$17. Those kind of look like testicles, is what I'm getting here somehow.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or an ovum. I don't know. Oh, this is... So we've got an Esoteric Duplicator into a Simulacrum Synthesizer.
Mouthful.
Is this you? Or is it me?
That's you.
Me. 2 in a blue for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. When another artifact with mana value 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Okay, so it just makes constructs. When you play artifacts with mana value 3 or greater.
Yeah, I mean, this is not like a super... I mean, there are a handful, but like, I don't think this is super hard artifact heavy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Are these like all artifacts? No, they're not all artifacts. The blue ones have been. I mean, it does scry 2 on ETB.
Yeah, scry 2 is obviously good.
So remember, these are all standard legal. So this one's kind of interesting because it works with affinity. Again, affinity is not in standard, but like in older formats, because it's whenever it enters the battlefield. So like Frogmite, all the good old affinity stuff is going to trigger this to basically duplicate them into construct artifacts, which continues making affinity, right? Yep. But it is a 3 mana do nothing before then, kind of. It scries 2. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably not playing this in limited. Again,
this is got to be bad in limited.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can force artifacts. Maybe
unless you just happen to stumble across a way to make it work, but it's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah. I'm kind of off it. It's interesting though. I like the idea.
Yeah, I like it.
It's probably like a build around C- in limited, because I don't think there's enough good artifacts to really make a good build around it. Another artifact.
Right. What was the alt art?
Oh, good call. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is great.
It's really giving me Kaladesh vibes.
Yeah, hardcore.
I mean, and we're getting the fast lands, which are also from Kaladesh, so this does feel very Kaladesh adjacent overall.
Also a desert, plain.
That's true.
World Walker Helm, 2 in a blue for an artifact. If you would create 1 or more artifact tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional map token.
Okay.
You can pay 2, 1 in a blue, tap it to create a token that's a copy of target artifact token you control. It's infinite.
So many tokens.
It's just so much tokening. I mean, it's cool. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, what a weird card. It's like Academy Manufacturers, but only for making maps. You just get the maps for free, though.
You are getting the maps for free.
I mean, there's ways to make treasures. We were talking about all the ways to make treasures in this limited format. There's a few of them.
This is hilarious with the Simulacrum.
I think maybe this gets there unlimited. Probably not. Because all you need to do is basically get 1 map token, and then you can keep making copies of that map token, which then makes another map token, right? Because it triggers itself. Its second ability. Yeah. Once you get 1 map token, then if you ever copy that map token, you get another map token. So it's pay 2 to make 2 map tokens, basically. Worst case scenario. It's slow, but that seems good enough. As long as you can get it to
Yeah.
trigger once.
Yeah, and it's cool if you have other artifact synergies, but unlikely in this set.
It's weird. It's
certainly
weird.
possible.
It's too late in the review to consider all the things this can do, but I think in limited this is worth a try. It's slow, but it's worth a try. C plus worth a try.
Alt art.
Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks cool. Also very
It looks like an
Kaladesh.
equipment.
Alright, this is you.
Greed's Gambit.
Incredible
Black for
art.
an enchantment. Yeah. When Greed's Gambit enters the battlefield, you draw 3 cards, gain 6 life, and create 3 2/1 bat creature tokens with flying.
Oh, where's the Gambit? That's the Greed.
At the beginning of your end step, you discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
When Greed's Gambit leaves the battlefield, you discard 3 cards, lose 6 life, and sacrifice 3 creatures. So this is so I mean, yeah, so basically it's saying either win in the next 3 turns or lose the game.
No, you don't have to sacrifice this thing ever.
No, I know you don't, but likely you're gonna lose eventually to
you're losing
a
life
creature
and losing life. Yeah, discarding cards. Presumably, you're dumping your hand, but notice that it does hit you immediately, which kind of sucks. So it's really only draw 2, discard 1, gain 4 life
at the end step. Yeah.
Gain 4 life and only get 2 2/1 black creature tokens with flying.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of value, but like I don't love this.
It's a Gambit. It's right on the border. This is front runner for my favorite art in the set, by the way.
Yeah, it's excellent art.
It's again tempting. I feel like there's so many things in this set that's just like, come on, give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? You lose? Who cares? You had fun. I like it. I'm gonna try it. If you're trying to really win, I don't think you play this card now. I don't think you play it. I mean, this is sick off the top too, though. Like, you don't want to see your opponent play this like late in the game. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, this certainly. I will say, if you're in a really fast deck, that's like, I'm trying to dump my hand anyway. Like, this definitely could be winning you the game or giving you just enough heat to win the game.
You just have to win before you evaporate.
All the 2/1 flyers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
board presence.
6 damage in the air.
It's an 8 life swing if you look at it. No, it's 4 damage in the air because you're sacking 1 before they get to attack. So it's an 8 life swing by itself. Like the next time you get to attack, because you gain 4 and it does 4. Yeah, it's a you know, shows some guts or not out of 10 in limited.
Yeah, I think it's a C-.
Yeah, maybe, but a B+ in Heart of the Cards.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm playing it, and since it has this when it leaves clause, I don't think it's playable in really anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe actually in standard. Actually, maybe in Constructed it is kind of playable because you can really look to take advantage of all of this stuff before you lose.
Yeah, maybe.
But if they remove it, you probably just lose immediately. Alternate art. Oh my goodness.
That's very good.
It's the same dude. He's just dying. This way he's like really crumbling and evaporating. This way he is just like rapidly disintegrating.
Yeah, he's not having a great day.
Do not hold uranium close to your chest.
I think the art is the perfect example of how this card is going to go for most people.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It's so perfect on every level. It's so good. All right, this is my go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvester of Misery. Okay. 3 and 2 black for a 5/4 menace. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. All other creatures. And you can also discard it at instant speed for 1 and a black to give target creature -2/-2 until end of turn as removal. So this card's great.
Yeah, this card's really good.
Yeah, it's basically a board wipe, right? Because even if you don't think it's going to board wipe, you just swing with all your stuff before you play this. You lose combat dramatically, and then it board wipes.
Yeah, they're like,
on the
what
back
an
end.
idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. Or in a pinch, you use it as removal. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, this is also, I mean,
it's an A.
Immediately wiping all tokens.
Yeah, it's an A.
Basically all tokens. Yeah, it's an A.
Just a straight up A. I like
also,
it.
why is this not
card.
a horror? Spirit horror.
Yeah. I kind of like this. I kind of like this card in other formats too, just because it has like the ability to be removal out of the hand. You know, that's kind of neat. Can maybe be like reanimated, do some graveyards energy sort of nonsense. It's interesting.
Alt art.
Aww.
Boo. Boo to this man.
Boo him. You're bad and should feel bad. Sorry, nothing against the artist, but maybe it looks cool foil, but this one's cooler.
Not that cool. Yeah.
Right. You're good.
Hostile Investigator. 3 and a black. It's me. Ogre Rogue Detective. 4/3. When Hostile Investigator enters the battlefield, target opponent discards. Whenever one or more players discard one or more cards, investigate.
No.
Only trigger once each turn.
So it's a 4/3 that 0 for 2s your opponent on ETB. Cool. Cool. Nice and cool. Nice and cool. Why not?
So A.
Yeah.
You're always happy to have this in your deck.
Hard for me to argue with.
You don't have to have any other discard synergies. Who cares?
0 for 2. Hard to argue with a 0 for 2 on ETB. Isn't that the like emblem that gives them indestructible or something? I feel like that's the same sort of emblem that the white spell has that was like give your creature indestructible and lifelink or whatever.
I don't remember.
Whatever this is, this looks like some sort of like white emblem thing that's is a very real.
I love the idea of this seemingly indestructibility emblem just being used to absolutely murk this man.
It's like some angel in the sky like summons indestructibility and lifelink for themselves, and then
it's
just
like hovering over top of him.
Yeah, just falls and kills somebody.
No, this guy just walks up and takes it out of her hand and stabs the shit out of this guy.
What is this guy from the Markovs at Karlov's Markov or something? Like, what does he do? Why do we have a detective here?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, this card's like an A. Is this card good enough in other four? Like, is this card good enough in just standard? Just maybe. I'm a 3/4 that 0 for 2s on ETB. Yeah, maybe.
Well, maybe because it's also like there's plenty of other discard synergies and like discard spells, and you're just pumping out your investigation or your clue tokens. Like that's nuts.
Maybe. Seems good. All right. Generous Plunderer, 1 and a red for a 2/2 menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a treasure token. When you do, target opponent creates a tapped treasure token. Okay. Whenever it attacks, it deals damage to defending player equal to the number of artifacts they control. Okay. So you're always doing the treasure thing, right? Because theirs is tapped, but they can use it on their turn. But you can accelerate first. Even though it's symmetrical, you're still shooting them in the face for it.
Yeah.
And I think even if it was just symmetrical, you're probably choosing to do it more often than not. Anyway. But this is like what this is like a B, right?
But it also doesn't
B-.
do it the turn that it comes down. It's the beginning of your upkeep.
That's true. But yeah, it can't attack the turn it comes down anyway. But you can use it the first turn, basically, right? Like at your upkeep, it's not tapped for you, so you are going to 4 on 3, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And it has menace, which means it's probably not being blocked. So you're gonna at least get 3 damage in, likely. Maybe 6, maybe 7, which is pretty. Yeah, I think this is like a B minus. It's a bear.
This is definitely
again.
I mean, it might be good in other formats, right? Because like other formats
maybe
love artifacts even more.
Maybe. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Yet again another bear. All right. This is you.
Legion Extruder. 1 and a red for an artifact. When Legion Extruder enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target.
Approved.
Shock for 2 with upside.
Yep.
Pay 2 and tap. Sacrifice another artifact. Create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token.
Also seems good.
Okay. Seems pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I don't see why I'm not playing this every time. So.
Yeah, I'm playing this every time I am given the opportunity to have it.
Yeah. It's not like broken. I guess if you can make treasures, the more treasures you can make, the better this thing gets.
B minus B.
It's probably like a B minus, yeah. It's like an okay removal spell that if you can make treasures starts. Yeah, it's got like a floor of like a C plus, honestly, or like a C to C plus, but its ceiling is like an A, right? If you make 3/3s off of this because you made 3 treasures, that's ridiculous. So
yeah, using that shit removal spell to just pop out some artifacts and then.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's also a rare though. Right. I didn't look at the. Wait, have I been neglecting all the? Oh, I've been neglecting all the alternate arts. I was so turned off by that one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the
I
hostile
also
investigator.
just turned my brain off.
This one's just fine.
It's just fine.
It's kind of cool. That tree looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know why the tree is so dope.
Generous gut. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is certainly better.
Yeah, I like that one.
Ooh-wee.
That one's cool. So the Legion Extruder. Surely it can improve on the base art. The base art's just whatever.
Yeah.
That's also just.
Oh.
You like that? I think it's.
No, I like this. I like
Oh
this.
yeah. Okay.
I
Fair.
like the weird art style.
See what the token is. The token's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty ballin'. I want that golem on my side for sure.
Yeah. Alright, my go. Memory Vessel. 3 and 2 red artifact. Exile Memory Vessel. Each player exiles the top 7 cards of their library until... Wait, each player exiles the top 7 cards of the library. Until your next turn, players may play cards exiled this way, and they can't play cards from their hand. Until your next turn. So that's you as well during your turn and their turn. So you definitely don't want to crack this the turn that you spend 5 on it.
You can only activate it as a sorcery.
And you can't play cards from your hand. Yeah, activating only as a sorcery, I guess, would be like to try to lock out your opponent from playing the cards in their hand for 1 turn. This is too hard for me to figure out if I like this or not. I don't think I do.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'm playing this.
Yeah, it's certainly not in limited, but I'm trying to think in anything else. Probably not. It's a temporary Wheel of Fortune that doesn't dump your hand. So it's like, what was that card? It's like Scroll Rack a little bit.
Maybe if my commander really cares about playing things from exile.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm over it. I want to see the alt art. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Cool.
It's much more tame than the regular art. Alright, here we go.
Molten Duplication. 1 in a red for a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other type. It gains haste until end of turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
You need to move your mic closer, by the way. Yeah, I'm off of this. You only get it for 1. No, I'm not doing this.
So they had said that all of these were listed as mythic, but that some of them were originally printed into like between uncommon and rare.
Yeah.
So like this is probably an uncommon.
This art's amazing.
Yeah, the art is incredible. I mean, I think there might be some shenanigans that you can do with this if you care about artifacts and sacking artifacts.
I mean, it is a really cheap way to get a token of something, right?
Yeah,
like
and
a copy.
ETB effects.
and it gains haste, but you do have to sacrifice it. So maybe in like Commander or something, there's something to do here, but yeah, I'm not ever
I don't know
doing
what it
this
is.
limited.
I don't particularly care.
Yeah. Oh, that copy token though.
My
Whoa.
God. Whoa.
Boy.
Apparently they have ayahuasca on this plane.
Yeah, how much acid did this person take? Oh, I was hoping for a really cool alternate art. Not.
That's not bad.
It's fine, but like compared to this, like this is baller.
Yeah.
Like if you switch these, I would be like, oh my god. Yeah.
This reminds me of that Aurelia card from the current set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aurelia. It's not Aurelia, it's something, but anyway.
Territory Forge. 4 and a red for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, these have been a lot of artifacts here, which makes sense because it's in the vault. When Territory Forge enters the battlefield, if you cast it, exile target artifact or land. Land hate for 5. It has activated abilities of the exiled card. What a strange card. So it basically becomes a land or like a mana rock if you hit a land. And if you hit an artifact, then it just takes its activated abilities. I don't want to evaluate this.
You can eat their Gaia's Cradle for fun.
Sure. I'm not evaluating this. I'm not playing this in anything.
Yeah. It's not great.
Alt art.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool.
It's good.
I do like it.
It's not great, but
oh, this is cool art.
Oh god, I love the name of this. Ancient Cornucopia. 2 and a green for an artifact. Whenever you cast a spell that's 1 or more colors, you may gain a life for each of that spell's colors. Do this only once each turn, and it's a mana rock for any color.
Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. Once each turn.
I saw people talk about this, and they were just I think, to your point, this is where, like, the Mythic confuses people, because this is, like, one of the worst 3 mana rocks.
Yeah.
That have been printed, you know. It does almost nothing additional for being a 3 mana rock, and it costs green instead of being 3 colorless, so... Yeah. No, thank you.
I don't want it, I don't care for it. Get it out of my face.
It's such cool art, though. Why would they, like, both of them are so good.
Yeah, that alt art is excellent.
Good. Alright, it's yours, right? No, it's mine.
No,
you got the terrible one. Bristlebud Farmer, 2 and 2 green for a creature plant druid. This feels like it should be in the normal set. For a 5/5 trample for 4. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 food tokens. I'm gonna guess the rest is also upside. When it attacks, you may sacrifice a food. If you do, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Okay. So, it's a 5/5 trample for 4 that makes 2 foods on ETB, and then when it attacks, it very likely draws you a card and puts some stuff into your graveyard. Like, very, very likely, because it can also get a land.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is like an A+, probably, because also it just stabilizes you if you need to, like, gain life. You know, you can do that too.
No other text on it. It's a 5/5 trample for 4.
Yeah, that would be... A 5/5 trample for 4 would probably be like a B. Maybe B-.
That's the point, is like, it's so fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but instead it's an A+.
So fucking brutal.
Yeah, it's very good. Alright. Is it playable in anything? Is it playable in anything else?
I mean, if you love a food deck...
Maybe. It might be playable in something else. Maybe. New food token...
It's a for fun commander, but...
Yeah. This art is nonsense. What?
This art is ridiculous.
I can't even believe it, honestly.
This is like an alternate reality Halo incursion of the Cacti People.
It's a cartoonish fever dream. It's strange.
It's insane.
Alright. This art is insane.
Yeah.
Omen
Path Journey.
Oh my goodness.
3 and a green for an enchantment. When Omen Path Journey enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 5 land cards that have different names, exile them, and then shuffle. At the beginning of your end step, choose a card at random exiled with Omen Path Journey and put it onto the battlefield. Tap. Yeah, I just think this is a bad mana ramper. 'Cause you can also just remove this, and then you have no access to those in like other formats where this is actually relevant.
I mean, it
And
does do one of them immediately. So I think even in limited, you probably can get 4, right? Like two deserts and 2 basics.
yeah, maybe, but they still come in taps, so it's like it's
But it's
so
at
slow.
it's at the beginning of your end step, so it doesn't really matter that it's tapped.
I know it's immediately ramping you 1
1
for your next
for
turn,
4,
and I get that.
and it's eventually
But like,
ramping you 4 to 5 total.
yeah, but most of the time the game's over by then.
Yes, this is true. Yeah,
And then this is eating your entire 4th turn.
I'm tempted.
Green.
I'm tempted.
I'm not, and I will
You're not.
never play this. And I'll
Yeah, you're
spin on
right.
my computer every single time this is pulled into my draft.
But what about the
I hope
fact
all the
that
idiots take it, like you.
okay, no, I'm not, I'm not gonna really play this in limited. It is a little tempting just because it's 4 cards for 4 mana. I think like pretty regularly, which is a good deal, and it guarantees you hit every land drop. I don't think this is like strictly unplayable, but I agree it's not great. But it is a septuple fetch. Is that right? Quint fetch, whatever you want to say, for any land for other
Yeah, it
formats.
gets your Gaia
And
Cradles,
yeah,
it gets your
any
everything. But but
any
but that's but that's the thing. If yes, I know you're putting your best one into the battlefield, ideally that turn
Oh, it's
immediately.
random
But
too. It's random actually. You don't
but
even get to
yeah,
choose.
right. It's random, so you're not choosing it.
Yeah, whatever.
And if they remove it, now you have no access to your best lands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they blew up the enchantment. At least it went 1 for 1 there. Also, this new little anime creature is apparently like a magic thing. It's
Yeah,
just like weirdly anime. I feel amongst everything else that's going on. But um,
he's
let's see the
adorable.
alt art. Oh, that alt art is sweet.
Very good.
Yeah, I
Very
wish
good.
it was better. I want it to be better.
I would
I'm
love
hope
it to be
I'm
better.
hope I'm hoping I just don't understand
Cost
why
this card
it's
would
good.
cost infinite money. This card is going to be a $2 card.
I'm in Pattern 8, yeah, probably. I mean, maybe we're just not realizing something. I kind of hope that we are
I think
because
so.
there's a lot of cool stuff in it. All right, is this me?
Yeah.
Sandstorm Salvager. 2 and a green for a 1/1 human artificer. When it enters the battlefield, we get a 3/3. So it's like a splicer. We get a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. I'm in. 2 and tap. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature token you control. They gain trample until end of turn. Each creature token you control gets a 1/1 counter.
Yep.
So it's a 1/1 and a 3/3 for 3 with huge upside, especially if you have mercenaries. So yeah, this is like a A minus to an A
Yeah, this card is excellent.
in limited, and it's not probably going to get there anywhere else than otherwise than just some fun commander deck.
No.
Oh, that's cool alt art as well.
Yeah, it's good. That's great alt art.
Oh, here you go.
Amen. The Lord blesseth me. Vault-born Tyrant. First of all,
Goodness.
excellent art. Excellent
Yeah.
art. Also, it looks like it's shitting this dinosaur out of the something avarice. It's like unyielding avarice or something. That black card that tutors the spree
Yeah,
card.
yeah.
The
It's
bad
also
tutor.
it's also weird for me that it's like Vaultborn and we just got done with Fallout. Feels a little strange.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, go ahead.
But
What are we looking at?
it costs 7, so it's 5 and 2 green for a 6/6 trample. When Vault-born Tyrant or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So it immediately replaces itself, and you draw, and you gain 3 life. When it dies, if it is not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types,
Which then draws you a card and gains 3 life again.
which then draws you a card.
Sure.
So this is an A.
Yeah, this is what you're paying 7 mana for sure. This is what. This checks all the boxes. 7 mana. Does it have evasion? Yes. Is it big? Yeah, pretty much. Is it vulnerable to removal? Not at all. It actually
No.
comes back. Does it provide value immediately? Yes. Does it stabilize the board and gain you health? Yes. When it comes back, if it is removed, does it also gain you more value in health? I mean, I guess they can exile it, right? That's what they have to do.
Also, if you draw a card with power 4 or greater, it's drawing
Yeah,
you a
yeah,
card again.
sure, and more upside.
This is an S. This is an S.
No, it's not
I'm
Ness. It's not Ness because it costs
an S.
7. We
Sure.
don't even do S's anyway. You can talk about your
I
S's.
don't.
I've not
I don't
rated.
even get. I don't give a shit.
It's not even an A plus.
It's an S for me.
It's an A. It might be an A plus. It's as close as a 7 cost thing can be to being an A plus.
Yeah, yeah. It's just such a brutal ass beating.
Yeah, and I guess like this works in dinosaur decks potentially too, especially stuff that can cheat this into play. I could definitely see.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Henzi deck. Come
Oh
on.
my god. Yeah, we need to
Henzi's
the mic.
Henzi's all about this guy. Yeah, we need to fix that
Yeah.
mic. For sure.
Alt art.
Oh, you're right. Oh, we get to see loot.
A mess.
I apologize. Was the copy token? Oh, it doesn't have a custom one. Oh my goodness. Gitsalth or whatever and friends.
Yeah, Gishath.
Gishath and friends.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Goodness.
I think I like the normal art better, honestly, but I
Yeah,
do
me
think it's
too.
lit.
Did I do this person's? Yeah, we did. Okay. Alright. Loot. The key to everything. This is a teamer. So blue, red, green for the anime creature. Beast Noble. Looks like he's trying to compete with Boo here. For a 1/2 Ward 1. The beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. So X is 0. He does not count himself. You may play those cards this turn.
This is going to be a wild commander.
Yeah, so I guess in limited, you're probably just creature, maybe creature artifact. I mean, just doing 1 is obviously great, so any other creature in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, in other formats, this is kind of like a delirium thing, but also still just 1 is good, 2 is better, so it's, again, probably creature artifact, even in other formats as well.
In Commander, when this comes into play, it's basically immediately 2. Almost always.
Yeah. Well, it's immediately... It doesn't count itself, so, like, you almost certainly have an artifact, but do you have another creature? Maybe. Yeah, I'm actually not, like, over the moon on this thing. It is pretty good. The Ward 1 is aggravating, I guess. It's really hard to cast in limited.
I very badly, yeah. In limited, I'm not like I'm still playing this if I can make it work.
C plus, right, or something.
Yeah, it might be a B minus. I mean, it's a draw engine.
If you can cast it again, but I'm not sure this is worth jumping through the hoops to like really wanting to do this. I guess it's still great late game as well.
It's a really good late game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I also think.
B.
Yeah, I think it's closer to a B. But I really want to make this a commander, and I want to play every single play from Exile payoff.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Yeah, people do like that ever since Prosper, so yeah, could be a thing. Alright.
Yep.
You're taking the next one?
Alt art.
Oh, alt art.
Oh,
oh, it's adorable.
Especially adorable.
Yeah, I like it better, I think.
Yeah, I like
really
it better
cute.
as well.
Right.
His teeth are disconcerting in the original art.
That's true.
Pest Control, which is what we need for this guy. White and a black for a sorcery. Destroy all non-land permanents with mana value 1 or less. Holy moly. And it cycles for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, this has to be good in other formats. Yeah, I mean, this also just, if you do not care, I mean, it's Orzhov, so you're going to care about tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't love that.
Yeah, it does wipe. It wipes all tokens, all small mana rocks and stuff. Yeah, seems pretty good in Commander. It
Seems really good in
cycles.
Commander.
It cycles as well, so
Yeah, and the fact that it cycles is just really good.
I'm
Maybe just because it cycles, it's good enough to play in limited.
yeah, maybe you can play it limited. You can also like build around having this not wreck you, although it's unlikely to wreck your opponent
Well,
either.
it cycles, so who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not like just putting something in your deck to cycle. That's not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a C minus, maybe D plus. It's like a D
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Si-
It's not great.
sideboard D plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe older formats. Who knows? Maybe Commander if you want to piss people off. Oh, the Lost Jite. Where Uazama be at?
Yeah.
One colorless for an legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, put a charge counter on Lost Jite. Only one, not two. Remove a charge counter from the Lost Jite. It is whenever it deals combat damage, not just to an opponent. You either untap a land, or target creature cannot block, or you put a 1/1 counter on equipped creature. So I think the last one's like Jite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uazama's Jite. And it only equips for one. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's for sure good.
It's ramp,
I don't think
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a B minus, C plus. Do you think it's closer to a B?
No, I would be lower on it. It's How many times do you need this to trigger before you feel like you got a card out of it? Like, untap a land, get a 1/1 counter. I think 3. So yeah, this is probably like a C plus, C plus. But if you're in a long game, it's definitely going to get you enough value for it to definitely feel worth it.
It's so much value. It equips for 1, which is why I'm pretty high on it. Like, it's just so easy to...
But we always, like, equipments never really work. Equipments in Limited, the best they ever were is when they had the 4 Mirrodin ability, when they just, like, made a 2/2 and self-equipped. Those equipments were playable. Those were, like, the most playable equipments. But they've struggled otherwise. Oh! That's a bold word to put on a card.
Also, once again, alt arts. You didn't go over the last 2.
Oh my goodness.
Very bad.
This is...
terrible.
It's very similar.
I should have missed it.
This should have missed it. That's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's great. I like that it's Black Jite.
Well, this is a... bold words for a card.
Lotus Ring.
Yeah.
It's cost 3, artifact equipment, indestructible. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has vigilance. And tap and sacrifice this creature at 3 mana of any color. It equips for 3.
It's a hell of a ring. It makes you powerful and it kills you.
Yeah, I mean, are you playing this just to give any creature +3/+3 and vigilance?
It's very expensive.
It's so expensive.
+3/+3 is
C
huge.
minus or a D plus.
+3/+3 and vigilance is huge though. And vigilance allows you to attack with it and sack it to like. I mean, it makes every mercenary a 4/4 that ramps you 3.
Yeah,
which is pretty extreme. But yeah, I would start this out at like a C minus or C. Like in a green ramp, something like that. It's interesting. It's indestructible too, so like not getting rid of this thing.
Yeah, thinking about it on like that unicorn, for instance, with 2/2 first strike lifelink.
Yeah.
Give it +3/+3 vigilance.
I mean, it's a Lotus Ring, so I'm gonna try playing it. Like, it's probably not the right decision, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. I don't think it. I don't know how to break that card.
I wonder if this is actually good if you can cheat the equip cost.
I think it's certainly better.
Is this actually broken in Modern? If you can flash this in with Sigarda's Aid and then just keep moving around it for free, right? With like
some sort of
Pure Steel Paladin or something. Well, there's all sorts of things in white that completely cheat equip costs, right?
Yeah.
Like Sigarda's Aid it will immediately equip when you play it, and you can play it with
There's
flash.
the varietal of cards that do
Yeah,
it.
there's all sorts of things that do it. So if you can just move this around and equip it to 1/1s, you just turn them all into 3 mana.
Yeah.
If you can equip this for 0. Maybe this does perverted stuff.
It might.
Interesting.
Surely it has good alt art.
It's $75 pre-order because it has the term
Whoa,
Lotus in it.
That is going to fall.
It's pretty pedestrian.
That is a very small penis.
You don't like it?
Why are there 2 versions?
I don't know. Maybe this is the serialized one? That's strange. It's black. I don't know. Nexus of Becoming. 6 mana artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exile card, except it's a 3/3 golem artifact creature in addition to its other types. Okay. So, this is great. This is great. I'm just going to stop there. This is great. Because it's at the beginning of combat on your turn. So it does something immediately. You pay it in your first main phase. It's immediately drawing you a card. And then if you really need to develop your board, you just discard an artifact or creature and turn it into a 3/3. And if that stabilizes, this just wins you the game, right? Because you're drawing 2 cards a turn and converting them into golems with maybe other abilities if you have to. Otherwise, you're just burying your opponent in card advantage.
Yeah, this is very good.
Yeah, this is just a very good 6-drop. This is like an A. It's a bit slow.
A minus because it costs 6,
but it's stabilized. Like, if it didn't make the 3/3 immediately, I would agree I'd be lower on it. But it makes a 3/3 immediately.
A minus is still very strong. I'm just saying, I think
it's better.
If it's a fast meta, I think this card goes way down value.
I don't. Not more than any other 6-drop. If this goes way down, if it's a fast meta, then your S dinosaur goes further down because it's a 7-drop.
Yeah, I agree.
This draws you a card every turn.
Disagreeing.
It draws you a card every turn. And you said that was an S. I think this is a pretty solid A. But yeah, you need to be defensive because this will single-handedly win you the game. And I think it's interesting in other formats as well. Because you can, like, cheat that. Like, I maybe would play this in my Artifact Affinity deck, right? That dragon one. I don't even remember. The Blast Furnace or whatever.
Yeah.
Chiscoria. Like, I'm probably playing this in Chiscoria.
I think it's really good in Chiscoria.
Yeah. Oh.
Not what I was expecting.
Big like.
Yeah, big like,
big,
for sure.
Big like. Big sci-fi books that I read cover art feels.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Why is it worth less than the regular one? It's got a star next to it. I don't know. Oh, you get the sword.
Yep. Sword of Wealth and Power. Also, excellent art.
Crazy art, dude.
Classic. It costs 3. Artifact equipment. Equips for 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and sorceries. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose a new target for the copy.
Yeah, I'm playing this in my spell doubling deck. My whatever that guy is, Stagnax or this spell copying Stegosaur. Yeah, this card's cool. It's worthy of being a sword. I don't think it's as good as some of the recent swords that we've seen. I don't think.
I think there are also swords that are worse than it.
Oh yeah, there's definitely swords that are. It's like a mid-tier sword, I think. Like, how much do we really care about instants and sorceries? That's like both really good and not as good as some of the other ones.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's the best protection.
It might be the best protection.
It might be the best protection. But it doesn't help you get through See, the thing about all the color-based protections and why red and blue is the best is because red and blue gives you a lot of protection from instants and sorceries, and also if you happen to be playing against those colors, then they also can't block, which leads to the proccing of the abilities. This one is never going to be helped in its attack because it doesn't have any color protection. Right?
Yes.
It's only protection from removal. So you do have to help it like get through a little bit, but you don't have to worry about protecting
like
it. It's neat.
I'm playing this in blue-red when I have flyers that can just easily get damage in, and I can be double casting spells for funsies.
How about limited though? How good do you think this is in limited?
That's what I'm talking about in limited.
So like a B. It's still pretty slow.
Yeah, I think it's slow, obviously, but I think it's pretty strong.
Maybe,
I think it's a B minus.
Maybe it's better. You think it's a B minus? I was going
it's
up
obviously
from B.
very good, but it's so slow.
I was going
so slow.
up from B.
And you have to have something that works.
Equip 2 is Equip 2 is not a lot. Yeah,
no, it's not.
The initial cost to stick it is a bit much, but like equipping 2, once this thing is down, everything is a nightmare for your opponent. Every single thing is a nightmare. And it's making treasures and potentially doubling your removal. This is probably better than a B even. This is like probably a B plus, A minus.
We'll see.
Because having protection from instants and sorceries in limited is extremely relevant.
Is very that is the best part of this card.
Yeah.
I think for limited.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Just drop it on your bomb.
The alternate art, definitely Kaladesh vibes. Intentionally Kaladesh vibes, I think.
Yeah, I still prefer the original art. So good.
Yeah, I like the alternate art better, but yeah, the original art is excellent. That EA original art, though, yeah, pretty excellent. Torpor Orb reprint. Yeah. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. The opposite of your Panharmonicon. This is excellent Torpor Orb art, though, so...
Yeah, it is.
You gotta appreciate that, but no one's going to like you in Commander when you're playing this. That's also amazing alternate art.
Seems like a sideboard thing.
I'm never playing it in limited. I'm taking the next one too because that was lame.
Yeah. I'm never playing that in limited.
Transmutation Font 5 for an artifact. Create your choice of a blood token, a clue token, or a food token. Okay. Pay 3, tap, sacrifice 3 artifact tokens with different names. So you could get there as well with treasures and stuff on your own. Or maps. Search your library for an artifact card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery. This is so gated, man. Like, I'm paying 5, I'm slowly making tokens every turn, then I have to pay 3 to go fetch an artifact, put it directly on the battlefield, but only as a sorcery. I don't like how safe this is.
Yeah.
This is not complete nonsense in limited. Yes.
Yeah, you're never taking this in limited.
Ironically, maybe the food is the best just to stabilize because you spent 5 mana doing nothing else, so you'll need to gain some life to not die.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not even really going to get the payoff in limited, like the thing that it's doing. But I think just I'm Goblin Weldering, in Commander instead of this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Even if I had 3 artifact with different names, when I played this, it's still 8 mana. Like, yeah, it's repeatable, but come on. No.
Yeah. Ew.
Oh, that clue is cool.
Yeah, that's a very good clue.
That blood is good, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool art.
Yeah, that's excellent.
We're to lands! Yay! We need to hurry and finish because I have to go pick up Mango.
Memory Vault. Tap to add colorless. Pay 3, tap it to discard a land or discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You have to say how good this is. I mean, obviously, you're not playing this in limited.
Yeah. So you're discarding to look at X or X's artifacts, one in your hand and the rest on the bottom. That's a pretty wild, rummage tutor on a land.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever quite seen anything like this. I don't really know how to read this either. I mean, it's expensive. And
Yeah.
the fact that you can do it at instant speed is pretty compelling. This is like a cube card, maybe?
Oh, it could be really cool in a cube.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. Maybe it is good enough. I mean, you're tutoring for maybe like 5 deep or something like that every time. This look 5 deep for the best card on a rummage. I have no idea, but yeah, you're not playing this in limited. I have no idea how good it. Maybe it gets there in something. Oh, the alternate art is $90
Whoa.
right now, but it'll for sure go down. But it's pretty cool. It could be broken. I really don't know. Tarnation Vista. As Tarnation Vista enters the battlefield tapped, as it enters, choose a color. Tap to add a mana of the chosen color. 1 at a tap for each color among mono-colored permanents you control. Add 1 mana of that color. So...
Weird.
That has to be 2 for it to even break even.
Yeah.
So that's not that interesting, because...
No. At best, it's making 4 mana, but, like, that's such a weird outlier place to be able to do that.
Yeah, netting 4.
It has to be monocolored shit. Like,
it's just boosting 3, netting 4. Yeah, that's not... It's not super
like it.
interesting.
I don't want it.
Yeah. 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 $98.
People are idiots.
We did it. We got to the end. We don't have time to do these because I have to go get mango. There's even more. They're just punishing reviewers of sets, right? They're like, hey, a whole full set, this entire bonus sheet, this entire bonus sheet, also special guests.
But the bonus sheets, this second set of bonus sheets is all, they're not new cards. None of them are new cards.
Correct. They're all reprints. They're all
reprints.
Weirdly not in the list. The list was supposed to mainly be reprints. Instead, the big score, which are standard legal cards in addition to the set, is what's taking the list slot. And this reprint is the actual bonus sheet that is in every pack and is only reprints.
Yeah.
Wild. Alright, well, we're going to come back and do those at a later time. Good job, Gabe. We're almost there.
Almost.
All right, here we are. Now we're to the breaking news, the second of 2 bonus sheets. There's also special guests, which I'm not sure we'll do. Maybe we'll do at the very end. Why not? But yeah, so take it away for like rare number 200 that we read.
349. All right. So we've got Fell the Mighty, 4 and a white for a sorcery. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. I mean, this is pretty brutal. I mean, this is just red white's just this up. I mean, it's just good to have a board wipe.
Yeah, I guess you can line this up
Unless
to be
it's not a one. It can absolutely be a one-sided board wipe.
Be.
I mean, even if they have like they've just been slamming bombs, you've been going wide, and all you have is like been shitting out 1/1s. Like, sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder how this actually lines up in practice. Like, obviously you want to be pretty low to the ground is the idea, right?
For sure.
And then, like, aggressively trade off their small stuff. Aggressively trade their small stuff, let them have some big things, you still have small stuff, and then you play this. Yeah, I've never played with those cards, but I presume this is pretty good. This is probably, like...
This has to be good.
It's like a B or B minus, though. Just because it can be awkward and it costs 5, but one-sided board wipes seem good.
Yeah, in general.
I'll try it. Yeah, red-white, like you said. That's the idea.
Even, I will say this, even if it is just killing one of their bombs, if you've got you've got 4/4s, and they play like something with 6 or fucking Terror of the Peaks, you know.
Yeah, it wipes bombs, but it just doesn't seem like that necessarily consistent of a card, because you want to play like some big stuff presumably in your deck. Like, can you really just rely on this being the only thing that allows you to deal with big stuff?
No, absolutely not. But I'm saying I'm not mad about having it.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good though. I don't really care about this in other formats that much, right? Like,
no.
I'd just rather play an Exile effect. Here we go. Fierce Retribution. 1 and a white for an instant. Destroy target attacking creature. And the reason attacking is in brackets is because it has cleave, which is just destroy target creature if you're willing to pay 6 mana for it. This seems good. This is an uncommon, right? This is an uncommon. So you will see this more commonly. This card seems good.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. I've
Oh,
never
wait.
seen this mechanic before.
Wait. Sorry, Siri was being stupid. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that whole thing again.
Okay.
So here we go. Fierce Retribution, 1 and a white. It's an instant. Destroy target attacking creature, and attacking is in brackets because if you cleave it for 6 total mana, then it gets rid of that clause. So then it's just destroy target creature, and it's an uncommon. This seems good. I like this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. This is just a good card to have. Like, this is targeted removal, which is wonderful.
It's like B minus probably, right?
I have
B minus.
never seen the cleave mechanic. It is
Oh really?
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a so one of the extra turn spells, I'm not sure it actually does get exiled. It might be one of the ones that doesn't. It's like 1 a red and a blue, take an extra turn, and then you lose the game after this. And you lose the game out of this has like cleave 7. So you can pay 7 and just take an extra turn. And I think that's one of the ones that doesn't get exiled after you cast it.
Maybe I have seen that card.
It might.
I didn't realize what that was.
Yeah.
Um
So yeah, cleave is pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's just good to have. Good removal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's what
I think it's like a B
C
minus.
plus?
I think it's a B minus.
Okay.
I mean, 6 mana for unconditional when you need it. But remember, even if you're an aggro deck, you're likely to be swing trading. Right? So this is also good in an aggro deck. Especially if you're like a flyers or something. Alright, you're good.
Journey to Nowhere, 1 and a white, enchantment. When Journey to Nowhere enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When Journey to Nowhere leaves the battlefield, return that exile. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, this is just a good card.
Yeah, it's just a 2 mana Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, this is just a. I mean, is this a? Well, it's a C plus. It's an enchantment.
I didn't even.
Instant. It is exiling, but
I didn't even know this existed. Is this really just a 2 mana Oblivion Ring? It is.
That's what it says.
Neat. Maybe it. Yeah, it seems good. Seems like a. There has been some artifact and enchantment hate, as we've seen, but this is still like a B.
Not enough. Yeah.
Yeah, seems great. Leyline Binding. We know what this is, and this is a 3-color set.
Moly.
So maybe Leyline Binding only costs 3. This, however, is not great. Because even if you have 3 different basic lands, deserts aren't basic land typed. I don't think, right?
I can check, but I don't think so.
I don't think they're typed. So, assuming deserts aren't typed, which I doubt they are, this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because at 3 with flash, it's better than your average, right? But I guess typically this will cost 2 less, so then it's a 4 mana flash. Actually, it's fine at 4 mana. It's like a C plus, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm still for sure taking this. It's just not.
But how early?
Yeah,
I'm not super enthused to, I think, first pick this, which is like a C plus. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I still think I think it's maybe a C.
So like Fate's Fetters, which has this
exiling.
Fate's Fetters, which costs 4 and has flash, also gains you 4 life, and that's like a B. Yeah, so maybe it's a B minus. Something like a B minus C plus. You're good.
Yeah, they are not typed. Just double checking. Right. Pariah. Enchantment aura, 2 and a white. Enchant creature. All damage that would be dealt to you is dealt to enchanted creature instead.
Give that sucker indestructible.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but it's like pretty silly, right? I guess
yeah, it's very silly.
I guess you could look at this as like, this is a funny proposition, right? You put this on a 1/1, and you swing out or whatever, where you'll die on the crackback, but if they can remove the 1/1, then they die. Then you actually die, right? That's the that's like the gamble. If they have any removal, you die. I guess you don't have to put on a 1/1. You could put it on like a bigger creature, maybe even your best creature that you know they won't be able to block and kill, and still swing out, and then they have to kill your best creature, which still just puts you dead to removal. But other than that, I mean, if you have an indestructible creature, that would be funny to do. But otherwise, this seems terrible, right? I'm never taking and playing this.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
Yeah, this is like a F.
Not what I want to do with my turn 3.
Don't do it.
Or 4, 5, or 6.
Path to Exile, on the other hand.
Oh boy.
Pretty good. Giving them a land is not nothing, especially in limited. So like, this is a little worse, but it's still Exile for 1 mana. So like, just don't spend this on their 2-drop. Although there are bomb 2-drops.
They are ridiculous. There are game-winning 2-drops.
I'll say this: if they play the 2/2 that has land drop a +1/+1 counter, or landfall a +1/+1 counter, I'm probably gonna Path to Exile it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just really hoping they do it to them, like to itself. Like you could play that game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because this just gets much better the later the game goes.
Yes. Yeah, if you're doing this to a 5-drop, you feel pretty good about yourself, you know?
Yeah, and if it's like turn 5 or 6, then who cares how much land they have at that point, really?
If you're using this on like that 7/7 for 6 with Ward 2 in green or whatever, you feel great because it actually deals with it effectively.
Yeah, I feel like in this set, there's not really that many, like there's plenty of bombs.
This is like
not like super expensive.
This is like a B. This is like a B though, right?
Yeah, it's not broken.
Yeah, this is like a B.
It's very good, but it's not broken.
And it's a rare, so like probably first picking it. Archive Trap.
Archive Trap. Yeah.
No one really took that other one, I guess. No one actually read it.
We know what it is.
Yeah. Do you want to do Archive Trap then?
No, you go for it.
Okay. 3 and 2 blue, Archive Trap, instant trap. If an opponent searched their library this turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Target opponent mills 13 cards. 13 cards. So this is not really a limited card because your opponent's probably not searching their library. Unless there's fetches in your... So like this would be an interesting include in like Modern Horizons Limited, right? Where fetches, Modern Horizons 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Like that's where maybe this would be too good. I mean, there's not a guarantee someone has a fetch. No, I mean, it would maybe enable a mill deck because you're still not like guaranteed to have a fetch every opponent, and then they still have to hit it. It's just one of them, so it wouldn't be broken. But
I mean, if you're playing EDH with all your friends.
Yeah, we didn't even see any mill theme, so this is just complete nonsense and limited.
Yeah, this is nonsense.
It's a fun card in general.
It's an F for limited.
I didn't see any mill support. Archmage's Charm, we know what this is.
There's a little, but not much. Double or triple blue, Archmage's Charm. Choose 1 counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards, or gain control of target non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. I mean, this is just a pretty nice card to have.
But
it's triple blue.
Triple blue. A 3. The counter. I don't. This is not playable. I think the only reason Archmage's Charm is good is because in the environment where you play it, you have access to such good mana that the cost is pretty mitigated. But you're not playing you're not happy about playing cancel in limited, and cancel is much easier to play than this. And like what the upside of being almost impossible to play is getting to draw 2 cards. Sometimes. No. No, I'm not playing this.
You're right.
This is like a D. Unless you're mono blue or like almost mono blue. If you're almost mono blue, then this is like a C.
Yeah.
Maybe a C+. Commandeer. This is an interesting one. 5 and 2 blue, Commandeer. You may exile 2 blue cards from your hand rather than paying its mana cost. Gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for it. So also a commander card out of 10. I'm not 3 for 1ing myself in limited.
No.
And I'm probably not paying 7 for this.
No.
So, no.
It's not an F, it's a D. But I'm not doing it.
Might be an F.
Well, yeah, you're right, because it's also it's non-creature. Like,
yeah, it's non-creature. Yeah, you're not. No. I don't have ways to draw infinite cards in limited. No thanks.
Yeah.
This on the other
Double
hand.
blue, Essence Purge, instant. Counter target.
Essence Purge? You said Essence Purge.
Oh, I wanted it to be Essence Purge.
Yeah.
It's Essence Capture, in fact.
The opposite of purging it. You're capturing it.
Yeah.
Or you're purging it from them and capturing it your own self.
Yeah. That was a weird one. You counter target creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 creature you control. This is something I'm playing.
Yeah, this one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. It's not
I've
like...
never seen this card.
Oh, really? This actually has seen some sideboard play, like in Standard. It's pretty good, obviously.
Yeah, and limited, they're always going to be creature heavy, so like...
Yeah. This is like the aggressive counter. And your Flyers deck loves this. This is like...
Oh my god.
This is the Azorius Flyers, sort of deal. Double blue, again, is a cost. But it's still just like a...
Cacophony is eating this up.
Yeah. I still think it's just like a C to C+, just because it's hard to cast. It's playable. I mean, it might be better. We'll see how good double blue is. This is highly dependent how good blue is. Like, if being in blue is already good, you're going to feel better about this.
Yeah.
Okay. On the other hand, Mana Drain is worth being into blue. What a segue. This is
Holy
a reason.
Shit.
Yeah, I hear this card's good,
Yeah, I don't know. Can you tell me how decent it is?
Yeah, counter a target spell and then ramp that much next turn. Pretty good. Hard to deal with in limited.
It's colorless, so it's bad.
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy. This is going to lead to some hilarious interactions. Like someone's gonna like counter your 3-drop and then next turn play a 6-drop and like tremendous.
That's gonna be hard to deal with.
Yeah. That's the swing when you're on the draw, right? They get their turn 3 first. You're like, mana drain. My turn 3, I play something ridiculous that costs 6, some legendary. You lose.
I want to see someone be in 3 colors and play Annie the Flash by mana draining them.
Yeah. So please send us all pictures in the comments of your mana drain plays. This is like an A, I think. Yeah.
I mean, this card is just obviously very good for a reason.
It's completely absurd. You just have to be able to cast it. Like that's it. You cast this at any point in the game. I guess in the
in a good spot.
In the latest late game, it's merely counterspell, which is also good.
Right.
Mind Break Trap. You're good.
Mind Break Trap. 2 and 2 blue. Instant trap. A lot of double blue. Holy shit. If an opponent casts 3 or more spells this turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Exile any number of target spells.
Yeah. So it's straight up a counterspell, right? Like a counterspell that exiles. Is what it is at its worst. But it does cost 4, which is entirely too much. And then it basically has no other text in limited. Because in order for it to exile the spells, they all have to be on the stack. So it's not merely them casting... I guess if they cast the 3rd spell, you get to cast this for free. Which is actually more relevant in the set, right? That is possible with plot.
Yes.
3 is still a lot. But it's more...
3 is a lot.
This is still like a D+, right? Like...
Yeah, I mean... I'm not trying to play this.
It's probably a D.
I am trying to make a spell deck happen in limited so badly, and I'm going to try in this set as well.
I still don't think this is playable.
and I'm gonna stumble into this card and play it and be very sad every time I draw it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. Not every time. If you draw this off the top and you're like ahead in the late game, you're in love because it's just a counter spell.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because here's the thing. Even if they do like the plot cast 3 spells thing, unless the last thing that they try to cast is the plot because it has some Zenergies with other spells having been cast, you're probably just countering the smallest of the 3, right? If they do it in the other order. And you're not enthused about that, even for 0 mana. Alright. Repulse, on the other hand. I keep getting the other hand ones. 2 and a blue, instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card. You love to see it.
Yeah.
The Tempo Dream. This is it. This is the namesake of this effect. And this is awesome art, by the way. We've not been commenting on the art, but
Such good art.
I really like this one.
Such good art.
I like this. I really like Mind Baked Rep as well, actually. This reminds me of like that the art from that game El Durin. Oh, whatever. The mana. What do you think about Mana Drain art?
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, I'm not blown away by it, but I like it.
I like Essence Capture as well.
I really like Essence Capture.
Yeah.
This is funny because he is just absolutely wrecking this train.
Yeah, I thought, until just now, I thought he'd been holding a guitar the whole time.
It's definitely an axe.
Yeah, it's an axe. A guitar is an axe. Commandeer is fine. Yeah, Commandeer.
Depends on what band you're in.
He's wrecking the train in Commandeer for sure. Archmage's Charm is just okay. This screams Pilgrim to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's giving you the Union Jack outfits.
I don't know. I kind of felt like is this some sort of Puritan? I really like Archive Trap. That's great.
Yeah, it's well done.
Archive Trap's great.
I really am excited to see how these foil.
Yeah, I love Path to
Path to Exile.
It's a great Path to Exile. That's just.
Don't love that one.
That's just whatever. I like Leyline Binding's funny to me. I like it. He's the damsel in distress. They avoided.
You feel for this guy.
They avoided the temptation to put some
beautiful young
woman,
lass.
alas abound. Journey to Nowhere is cute.
Yeah, it's cute, but that's it. I don't like this at all.
And then Fell the Mighty. I like Fell the Mighty.
I don't hate it, and I don't love it.
Alright, I'm glad we took the time to do that for no reason. I just felt the need to comment.
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah, I do really like Repulse. I think this is like... I actually don't know how good this is in Limited, but this has got to be like a B- at a minimum, right?
This has to be a B-, right?
I think so.
It's just good tempo.
It's just great tempo. And it's potentially a blowout if they have like a combat trick or something, or like they cast one of those stupid enchantments. They try to cast the green enchantment on this, and you're like, Repulse.
Yeah.
Lol.
How about no?
Yeah. Skip your turn, idiot.
Ooh, Heartless Pillage. 2 and a black, sorcery. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Raid. If you attacked this turn, create a treasure token. Well, I like this.
I don't like this. I don't like Mind Rots.
I mean,
I don't play Mind Rots.
I wish I could remember which card. There were at least 2 cards in this set that were like fans of making you discard. Or making an opponent discard. Yeah.
I don't remember those too well.
But maybe. Yeah, I mean, this is...
I don't like Mind Rot. I just don't play Mind Rots. I think Mind Rot is always marginal, and this one can get you a treasure, which makes it better than just Mind Rot. I'll say that one Mind Rot that also exiled their graveyard in that set, where graveyards mattered a little bit, was actually pretty good. That's probably the best Mind Rot's been.
Yeah.
I've never played with this one, though, with making a treasure. Maybe that does make... If you're an aggressive deck, maybe that makes it worth
exactly. I would say normally you would like this in an aggressive deck, and so therefore it being your turn 3 would kind of blow. But the fact that it not only is a 2-for-1, but also is ramping you into the next turn, I like.
Well,
because especially if you're aggressive, maybe you get to play 2 things on turn 4 then.
I'm almost never playing this on turn 3. If I'm in an aggressive deck, I'm playing this specifically when I think... I'm holding it until I think they'll have exactly 2 cards in their hand. because you want to get those last two, because those are probably the two biggest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
because
I don't disagree with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe you're playing this on turn like 5 or 6.
It's probably turn 4. So that's kind of the cool thing about it, is if they have developed the board, then this is effective earlier. If they've not developed the board, you also don't care, because that means they're not blocking your creatures and they're probably losing. And then you still just rip this off. But yeah, this is probably turn 4 or turn 5.
Yeah, I would still call this like a C+ or a B-.
I would never call this a B-. I would never. I don't even think I think it's a C, but it's playable.
Okay.
Maybe a C+. Like I said, I've never done this version of it, but I would never call it a B-. It could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe that's the best version of Mine-Rot there's been from previous sets. Imp's Mischief. We've recently seen this card, I think. 1 in a black instant. Change the target of target spell with a single target. You lose life equal to that spell's mana value. Yeah, recently I felt like this card was undervalued, because that seems real, and underplayed in Commander, because that seems
very good.
Quite good.
Yeah, I love it.
This but in limited, is this?
I mean, there are several things that pump.
The cheaper the removal spell, yeah, or removal, like you can redirect removal.
Yeah.
But let's say that's like on average 4 life. That's probably worth it. But still, you still have to find a valid target in the game and have this mana up. Like, that's actually asking quite a bit, and be willing to pay the life. Like, that's a lot of ifs.
yeah, I don't disagree.
So this is probably not playable. This is probably just fundamentally not playable. It's going to be a funny gotcha. I'm going to enjoy losing to this card at least once, and that's going to be rough. I wonder how late this will go in picks. That's interesting too. Is this like 7th pick? And I'm not saying it's even worth a 7th pick. Like, I'm just saying, are people going to take this 7th? I don't know.
I think it's a D.
I think this is like a D.
Literally an F, unplayable. Okay.
I think it's a D. It can do something. It can win you the game, so I don't think it's an F. It just has a lot of... I think
this is more like a C-, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just probably not...
Yeah, I guess C- is like playable.
If I have ways to rummage...
You're upset to play it.
If I have redraws, like a way to rummage, I'm probably fine rummaging this. Like, I'm more fine playing it. Oh, I do want to point out another thing. We've seen quite a bit of impulse draw in this set. This blows with impulse draw.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete blank, right? So that's an important thing to like realize about super situational cards. If you're playing limited and there's play this turn sort of effects, you don't really want many of those in your deck.
Yeah.
What does this do?
1 black, destroy target creature.
What's crazy is I think creatures are so good now that murder is worse. Like, I think this is like a C+. Do you think murder's better? It might be a B-. It is just 3 mana. It depends on the format. If the format is super fast, you're not excited about murder, really.
I think an aggressive deck, which I think black has a lot of like quick, fast, aggressive things going on. I think this card is better because I think it's able to like if you're going against green has more value, so you're more excited to remove their creatures.
I mean,
later.
I mean, C+ might even be generous for it. I think the last time we had murder, it was like a C, which is crazy. Like, it did not even have that high of a win rate. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But there might have been something special about that set. Like, if there's a lot of ward going on, murder is worse.
Yeah, obviously.
If the format's super fast, murder's worse. Like, if you're having to use murder to kill their 1-drop, that's a big feels bad.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to start it at C+. I think that's just where you start murder now, and you see how it plays in the format.
Okay.
But I would almost expect it to maybe trend down. Overwhelming Forces, 6 black, sorcery, destroy all creatures target permanent controls. And draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. So it's like, look, one-sided board wipe, do I have your attention? Also, like, 0 for 6 them.
I mean, this is just you just win.
I'm playing ramp if I have this, and otherwise I'm not playing this, I guess. I mean, how good is 8 mana basically guaranteed win the game?
I think it's good.
You think it's good?
Yeah.
I think if you have this, you have to do work, but the work is worth it. Just remember, like, it's all about how much work are you willing to do. You can't just, like, plop this in an aggressive deck and be like, I've done it, you know?
Yeah.
But is the juice worth the squeeze? Because you're not, like, guaranteed to have this card in your hand. So if you adjust your deck to be slow enough to play this sort of thing, but then you don't draw it, are you just losing in the meta to aggro? That's why cards that are broken like this, like, dependent on the meta, might not even really be playable.
Good.
Unless
good. Right.
Unless you, like, super line up the stars with other picks to, like, make the most slow, control-y, can't lose to aggro deck.
Yeah, maybe like a really annoying blue-black control deck.
Like, I'd start considering playing that 0/4, for instance. Like, the one white 0/4, if I had this. Like, just whatever it takes to not die. And then card draw to find this. But yeah, this is as close as guaranteed win the game for 8 mana as there is. Like, it's...
Yeah, unlimited. Yeah.
Just
I mean...
one-sided board wipe draw at least 3.
Is it a C- because it's so expensive?
No, I still think it's a C+. I hope.
Okay.
I hope it's a C+. Because this card is just really bad if the format is, like, really fat. If we have a medium format, this is probably a C+ and worth building towards. Yeah. If the format is, once again, if you're not dropping 1 and 2 drops, you lose, then this is probably unplayable, and everyone's sad.
Can we also note that this man is riding a Velociraptor?
Oh, that's incredible.
It is everyone's on horses.
Yeah.
And one man is on a Velociraptor.
That guy, that's Steve.
Not only that, but it's like a Robo Velocirapter.
We haven't been commenting on the art again. What am I say? Okay, Repulse. Yeah. How do we feel about Heartless Pillage? I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I don't understand why it looks like she's giving, like, the Megan Thee Stallion, like, tongue.
I haven't figured out exactly what's going on here, but I think I like it. Is he, like, throwing his fecal matter at this person's home? I'm not sure what's happening.
He's doing something obnoxious, but yeah, I'm not into it.
Oh,
I'm not into it.
Oh, no, he stole that person's clothes and he's throwing them back, or he's taunting him with it. Look.
Oh, yeah, he is, because he is.
Rude rascal robs Rube's robes. Wait, rude rascal robs Rube's robes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, sure.
You like it? I like it.
No, I don't.
Okay, fair. Murder? I like it.
I like murder.
Of course you do. And just incredible. God tier.
Flip it.
Yeah. Jesus rating a Velociraptor out of 10.
Yeah, that's an obvious win.
Oh, it's a Portal 3 Kingdoms card? Oh, that's right.
Oh, interesting.
This is like one of the...
That's why I've never seen that card before.
That's why it's like... I mean, the Portal 3 Kingdoms one is still $127. It's so weird. Like, back when I was a kid playing Magic, some of the things that I really valued, but people considered were, like, really eccentric at the time, like APAC lands. I was obsessed with the Portal series, all 3 of them. Original Portal, Portal Second Age, and Portal 3 Kingdoms. Like, I just collected them. I loved Portal 3 Kingdoms, like the Ravages of War, like the pseudo Armageddon or whatever.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of those just because I thought it was funny. And now, like, this is worth $127. I don't even know how many of these I had because I just collected all Portal 3 Kingdoms cards. Because no one cared. No one cared. Like, no one was playing this in Standard or something. You know,
No. It costs 8.
I don't think it was ever legal in Standard. I mean, I think this set was even ever legal. Like, before Commander existed. Like, there was literally no reason to own these cards. There's no reason to own them.
Useless otherwise.
Yeah, so no one cared. And I just got a bunch of them. Oh, well.
Reanimate.
The actual factual.
Yeah. 1 black, sorcery, put a target creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its mana value. A?
I think B.
I mean, if you're there's I feel like there's plenty of ways to do graveyard discarding
I
things in this
agree,
set.
but like you're
Like
losing a lot of life.
if you are losing a lot of life.
It might be an A. Again, I've never played,
I don't know. I
especially a
just
standard limited set with reanimate. So like, I mean, the best target's probably the 5/4 trample, right? That gains you 3 life, because then you only lose 2 life and get a 5/4 trample for black, which is pretty good.
I also think this
Obviously
is not bad
green black.
in aggressive things like if or an aggressive deck like where you're just
Oh yeah.
throwing
It's
everything at their face.
fantastic in an aggressive deck. That's a great point. It's also a good point that this is best with the lifelinker in the set. That's also mono black. Like you don't even really have to be in green to run this. Yeah, like Rakdos or even Orzhov. But you really want as many of those. Man, we've said there's like some signpost commons, right? Like how many times have we mentioned that 2/2 lifelinker mill? A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, which means probably take that card if you're interested in black shenanigans. Local man defies death. Mortician's mortified. Oh, these flavor texts are good. I love this art, by the way.
This is a flavor win and an art win. Yeah, absolutely.
I like this one a lot.
It's giving really cool. Frankenstein.
It's more than the murders of the Markovs at Karlov's Markov Commander. Really? Reanimate was in a commander deck? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look how many times they've reprinted Reanimate recently.
Yeah, a lot.
All right.
It's a good card.
It's pretty good. Oh. This is incredible art. You take it? Or do I take it? I take it. I take it.
It's yours.
Yeah, so
This is the best art we've seen, by the way.
1 black Phyrexian mana. Yeah, it's incredible. Choose target card in a graveyard other than a basic land. Searches under the graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. It's not. You're not doing this.
Yeah, you're not doing this.
You're not doing this.
I don't know that. I have not seen this card, but yeah, obviously it's irrelevant.
This is a strong sideboard card. Typically in Dimir,
yeah,
where like you're just like I'm going to counter the one good thing that they're trying to do. And then I'm going to get the rest of them, and they're going to lose the game because of it. This card, on the other hand...
a Seizing of Thoughts.
Yeah.
Thoughtseize, 1 black, sorcery. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. The player discards it. You lose 2 life. Yeah, I mean...
This seems good.
This is just like good. So good and limited.
B minus maybe. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. B minus B. Maybe it's a B. I don't know.
I think it's a B. I think it's a B.
Yeah, seems good. Just get the best thing out of their hand.
You know everything in their hand, and you're just getting the best thing out of it. Hopefully, turn 1.
Yeah, maybe you do cast that turn 1. Yeah, if you don't have another 1-drop, I assume you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Seems good. The art was great as well.
Yeah, also excellent.
Collective Defiance. 1 red, sorcery. Escalate 1. Choose 1 or more. Target player discards all cards in their hand, then draws that many cards. Collective Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature. Collective Defiance deals 3 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Don't love that it's a sorcery, but 4 damage for 3 mana is like C+, probably. And having like extra modality is like fine. I guess ideally you're playing 4 and hitting a creature for 4 and them for 3. And like that's pretty happening. Like that's probably the best mode, right?
Yeah.
The 4 mana mode. That's probably like a B minus. If you're aggressive. Yeah. Yeah, like a B minus. Cool. Is it it's a rare, it's not a mythic. Okay.
Oh, wow. Crackle with power. This is wild. Double red and triple X. Crackle with power deals 5 times X damage to each of up to X targets.
So this card was actually playable in limited, if I recall correctly. It actually did get there. Simply because it's 5 for 5. The fact that that's its min, like that's its worst case scenario, is 5 for 5, which is like a C, maybe even a C minus.
Yeah.
But the fact that it also can win the game is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely playing this.
Because at 2, that's 5 times 2 damage which is
Yes, 10 damage
10
to
damage.
face and a creature.
Yeah, 10 damage to their biggest thing and also their face. Or their two biggest things. So...
And if you can play it for 11 mana, I don't know what's happening in your game.
Yeah. That's probably not happening, but it's almost a guaranteed win if you get to 8, right? Which is kind of what we've seen before. It's not as guaranteed as the other one.
Thomas, what you're doing is you're mana draining them the turn, but they play a 6-drop. You mana drain them.
That's for overwhelming forces too.
Yeah, then you just absolutely slam this into.
That is the greatest dream that's ever been dreamed. You're in Izzet. You're already living the life. Yeah. You've got mana drain that's a mythic and crackle with power that's a mythic. You are then proceeding to mana drain a 6-drop just to crackle with power for 11. Yeah.
And why not? You're shooting your own cacophony and their face for the win.
Oh yes. Quint Blaster, Inventor promises 5 times the fun.
As much as I do love this card, though, I will say, I really don't like the art on it.
It's weird. It's intense. It's like, I don't know. It's a lot.
You know what this is giving is the Spell Wars game.
Yeah, some of them do. This one definitely does. Some of them more than others. Oh, this on the other hand.
Whoa.
It's you, right? Yeah.
That's you.
That's me. X red. Electro Dominance. Instant. Electro Dominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a spell with mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. So the way that this kind of reads to me is cast a spell from your hand, pay double red more to deal damage equal to its mana value to any target. Which is like the inverted way to read this. But that's basically what this is. With the bailout of, even if you don't have anything, it's like a decent removal spell, right? Even if it's the only card in your hand, it's still a decent removal spell. This has got to be like a B-, I think. I don't think it's broken. Because like...
I still think it's pretty darn good.
But like on turn 5, you're like playing a 3/3 at flash speed and doing 3 damage. It's like, on turn 5, you're eating their 3/3 and playing your 3/3, but you're also not actually gaining card advantage in the exchange. I guess where it's best is in, once again, Izzet, where like on turn 5, you kill their 3/3 and recast your draw spell. Or no, it's not a recast, it's from your hand. Yeah, so you're like, you're getting marginal tempo that's mitigated by the fact that it's double red. I'm really talking myself out of this card more than I thought I would. Maybe this is just like a C.
I think this is still... no, I think this is at least a C+. Maybe even a B-.
No, I don't think it is.
It also does damage to face.
It does do damage to face.
It has words I like on it. We'll
see. I'm going to maybe make the bad but bold statement that I think this is just a C. We'll see.
I also like, there are so many 2/2s for 2 that are broken as hell. And
you're getting rid of it turn 4. You're getting
playing my broken 2.
You're broken 2 on turn 4? Okay.
Yeah.
I wish that for I hope that for you. I hope that for you.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right.
Amazing fling art.
Yeah, fantastic.
Fling 1 and a red. Instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sack a creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. I've never seen something like this in limited. I mean, what is your take on this? Because like,
I think
objectively, I don't.
We have
I don't
seen
think
this.
It's great, but I think this could be really interesting with mercs because like, if you have 2 mercs, you can pump one with the other.
Yeah, or just
fling 3.
Pump something big and fling it at them. So we've actually seen a few fling-like effects, but they've hesitated to print it for this low mana. Sometimes they'll print it for like 4 and give you some other effect. Sometimes they'll straight up print it with like a slightly increased effect for like 3. But for actual 2, I think in a really aggressive deck, this is probably good. But you have to be, like, the most aggressive deck.
Yeah.
You have to be the sort of deck that's, like, playing 1/3s and, like, you're fine flinging one of them if that gets there. Also,
Right.
It might also... So we've seen several pingers, right? Like, Black had several pingers or, like, drainers.
Yeah.
Might work there. Or
Might get it there, too.
Also, if you're just interested, like we've seen that
There's
one
several
instant
sacrifice energies.
mind control. There was that mind control in red as well. Yeah, so if you care about sacrificing, so there's ways. I think this is again really aggressive or sacks energy out of 10, but probably just like a C even at that. But I do think it's playable.
Yeah.
This card is Indomitable Creativity, X red for a sorcery. Destroy X target artifacts and or creatures. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller reveals from the top of their library cards from the top of the library until an artifact creature card is revealed and exiles that card. For those players that exile cards onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So, you can use this to remove your opponent's creatures, and like if they're bombs, and hope that they hit something worse. Or you can use this to try to convert, like, your treasures into real permanents. It goes both ways. Or, like, your clues into real permanents. But it is expensive. So it's interesting, right? So, like, the ideal role for this is you pay 5 mana and target your treasure and, like, an opposing bomb, right? And they hit a 2-drop and you hit a 5-drop. That's, like, the dream. But yeah, I don't think this is really playable. This is like a D+, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, this is...
If you can make a lot of treasures. If you can make a lot of treasures, it's tempting. Because, like, if you somehow, like, can make 3 treasures, and you're like, for 6, you know, let's try to get 3 hits. I don't know. That might still not even be worth it.
Love the art.
Yeah.
It's so absurd.
The art is fantastic. Indomitable Creativity. It's great. All right.
You were the critics.
That's a good one.
Is it me? 2 and a red. For a sorcery with spectacle, 1 red. You were the critics, deals 3 damage to any target.
Yeah. And spectacle means you can cast it for 1 red if an opponent lost any life, which is typically through combat, right? So yeah, this is good. This has got to be like a B-, I think.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's got to be like a B-. Love it. Art's great.
Yeah, excellent art.
Skullcrack. 1 in a red instant. Players can't gain life this turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Skullcrack deals 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. I don't know if this is playable. This is probably not playable.
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
It's absurdly aggressive. If you want to play Skullcrack for the fun of it in an absurdly aggressive deck, then go for it.
Yeah.
This is intense art.
Oh, yeah, this art is a lot.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Oh, where'd it green?
Yep. Clear shot. 2 and a green for an instant. Beautiful art. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control.
It's a fantastic bite.
Fantastic bite.
Fantastic. Well, I guess it'd be fantastic if it gave a 1/1 counter. It's a pretty good bite.
Sure.
It's like a B- probably. Maybe a C+. Maybe a C+. Something like that.
It's a C+ or B-. Yeah. I'm taking it every time if I'm agreeing.
Force of Vigor. 2 green instant. If it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand rather than paying its mana cost. Destroy up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. It is possible to actually cast this for its alternate cast cost. But the only time I would consider doing this, if the green card in my hand was bad, and they have done 2 Oblivion Rings, and I really wanted the tempo. But this is just the sideboard card, obviously. This is just a sideboard card.
Yeah.
If you're playing against a whole heck of a lot of Oblivion Rings, then I'd probably bring this in.
Sure.
Cool card, though.
Oh, I love this card, and this is great art for it.
Yeah.
So happy for myself. Pest Infestation. Green X sorcery. Destroy up to X target artifacts and or enchantments. Create twice X 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with when this creature dies, you gain a life. I mean, I don't think this is good in limited.
Probably not.
I mean, there's not enough enchantments and artifacts, and like you're not pumping 4, 6, whatever mana into this addition.
I mean,
which
what if
which would 5, 7
is
to
this
get
is this worth
two
playing
1/1.
if you just get one artifact with it just to get the 2/1/1s? Like it's 3 mana, make 2/1/1s that when they die you gain a life. Because
But like
they might have they probably will have an artifact, like either a treasure. I guess they could sack the treasure for it to fizzle.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Maybe it doesn't
There weren't
fizzle.
that many enchantments, and there weren't that many.
There were a decent bit of enchantments. All those rares were enchantments, like the join up or whatever stuff.
All of the artifacts were vaulted.
There's a lot of vaults that were artifacts. There were a
But,
lot
like,
of
a lot of those were also not like that playable.
yeah. There were a lot of join ups though. Those join up enchantments all existed.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an alright
Again,
number of
like
enchantments.
those are all rares and mythics. Like
Yeah, well, I'm saying, what if you can just grab an artifact token with this? If mercenaries were artifacts, for instance, I think this would be playable. But I know.
yeah.
They're not.
I just don't think this
It's
is gonna
not.
get value.
Sideboard,
enough time.
yeah, sideboard C plus maybe.
Yeah.
Primal Command. This is a good one. 3 and 2 green for a sorcery. Choose 2. Target player gains 7 life. Put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle. This is pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Probably
Gain
doing
7 life, get something broken out of your deck. I'm
Yeah.
assuming is what you're doing.
Yeah, or putting their permanent,
Also,
or just
maybe-
put their
yeah.
permanent on top. Putting the permanent on top is the only thing that doesn't go down a card, right? In getting a creature card, but that's so slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the idea is I slow you down, I get my best thing. We go from
Yeah,
there.
fair.
But I still just think this is it's pretty slow though. So I don't know. This is getting a lot of health. This is like a C plus maybe, B minus.
Yeah, I would say this is a B minus just because like if you're in
So
green,
slow.
you probably have a bomb.
This is a good card.
Oh.
You're good.
Primal Might. X and a green. Sorcery. Target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn. Then fights up to one target creature you don't control.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a 1 mana fight as well, right? Because you don't have to give it plus
It's
anything.
a 1 mana fight that could also just win you the game.
It does, and it does in
So-
fact do that. It does in fact do that.
Yeah.
It does have a
Yeah.
tendency to win the game.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you're-
mean,
Your opponent tapped out, and you have a trample creature. This is the absolute beating when you're on like turn 5, play your 5/4 trample, gain 3, and they're like, oh yeah, I have a 5-drop, and they tap out, and you're like, oh yeah, Primal Might +5/+5, kill your thing for free, swing for 10 trample damage.
yeah, enjoy. Good luck.
Colossal Cactus Full Credits Training Regimen. I love this art, and that flavor text is excellent.
Yeah.
This is like a B minus to a B.
I was gonna
This
say
might be a B. This might be a B. Yeah, that's good. Thornado. 2 and a green.
Excellent.
Destroy target creature with flying. Cycling for 1 and a green. That's interesting. This is marginally playable, but I don't think it's great.
I don't think it's good.
There's
I mean,
no,
I
like,
think this
draw
is a
cards
sideboard,
energies.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
if you're playing against a bunch of flyers, cool.
Sure. Sideboard C plus.
Black green abrupt decay. Spell cannot be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less. Sign me up.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
This is good.
I like this. You can't have huge
Said
tempo.
So many times there's so many
It's
good 2/2s for 2. Like,
Yeah.
like
I
the
like this.
person sank a bunch of mana into that 2/2 that grows when you pay 5 mana into it.
I'm just saying, you can typically get this effect for like 1 in a black in a lot of sets, and it's pretty good for 1 in a black, but like this is harder to cast, so like assuming that this actually takes you on average to turn 3 to like reliably cast, then you're not really gaining any tempo on it, so it's just like, okay. I think it's still like a C plus. Like I think
Yeah.
it's good. I think a C plus is good. Anguished Unmaking, on the other hand, 1 a white and a black to at instant exile target non-land permanent, and you lose 3 life. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Any permanent. I still don't think it's like, and it is an exile effect too. This is probably like a B minus. This seems pretty good, and it's instant.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better. Maybe this is a B. Maybe this is a B.
Back for more. 4 black and a green. Instant. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you do, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously
It's slow.
good. Like yeah,
It's slow.
yeah, it's good. It's good. And
but this is this is game winning in like the green black mill deck every time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You just either they've removed something that you really wanted, or you've milled it out. Like that's excellent.
Ultimate Showdown downgraded to a penultimate. Round 2, fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably just like a C because it's like slow, but I don't. I'm just so scarred by how fast all these formats are, right? Like I want to say this is like a B minus to a B, which I think is what it was previously.
I think that's what it deserves.
Because it was slow enough to get there, but we'll see. Hopefully that's what it is. Bedevil. Black, red, instant, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. It's a really hard casting cost, but if you're, I mean, this, I mean, it's really just destroy target creature, so it's just like a harder to play murder. So this is probably just the C.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just murder.
Yeah.
In this format.
We just saw
Buried
this.
in the garden.
This is a brand new card. What?
Yeah. 2 green white, enchantment aura, enchant land, buried in the garden, enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent you don't control until it leaves the battlefield. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color.
Can confirm this is a B. B plus maybe. Yeah. B borderline
mana
B plus.
And an Oblivion ring.
That's great.
Sign me up.
The current format is quite fast, and this was still pretty good, so it's pretty good. Crime and Punishment. 3, a black and a white for a sorcery. Put target creature or enchantment card from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And punishment is X black green. Destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value X.
Interesting.
This seems pretty good. It's slow and it's a little wonky, but it's fun. I'm gonna try it. It can completely blow them out, right?
Yeah.
But it's like it's honestly probably just like a C. Maybe
I think it's a C or a C plus. I love modal cards.
Yeah. They're interesting stuff.
Good enough.
Okay. That's a card.
Cruel Ultimatum with excellent art. Let me tell you, a lot of these wanted posters killing trains. Murdering people on trains.
They hate this luxurious train, man.
Yeah. Double blue, triple black, double red sorcery. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, discards 3 cards, loses 5 life, and you return a card from your graveyard to your hand. Draw 3 cards, then gain 5 life.
Cast it out of 10. So like the draw 3 cards probably isn't mattering by the time that you cast this.
No.
The discard 3 isn't.
It's an F. No one's ever cast it. If you manage to cast this in limited, send this a pick.
I mean, I'd consider trying it. But yeah, no, you can't reasonably cast this. You can't even mana drain into it. What are we doing here? Imagine if there was something like something that could infinitely filter. If there was like a 2-drop that could just infinitely filter mana. Like sometimes they print that. Sometimes they print that. Like Scarecrows can do that.
Yeah, sure.
And then now we're living the mana drain dream, but that's not in the set, so you can't really play that.
That's the dream.
We still have another page after this.
Estimate.
Yeah. I guess I'm Decimate. 2, a red and a green for a sorcery. Destroy a creature, an artifact, and a land. So this getting a creature and a land on turn 4 is actually pretty compelling.
Yeah.
I think this is good. I certainly
I
never
think it's for sure good.
I've certainly never played this in limited or seen it played, but I would imagine you're pretty upset if your opponent plays this on you. Like
Yeah,
you're
even
not
if
you're not happy.
Yeah, I think land destruction at 4 is pretty hard to deal with. It's like,
Imagine if your opponent does like Oblivion Ring on 3 and then a 4-drop, and on turn 4 you're like, get your Oblivion Ring, your biggest your 4-drop, and your land.
They concede. They concede immediately.
Tragedy strikes! And again! And again! And again! That's excellent.
Also, incredible art of a train being
this train is being abused.
Yeah. Look at all the dead people flying through the air. Oh my god.
This has got to be like a B, right? B plus?
Yeah.
No, just
it
a
might
B.
be a B plus.
Just a B. If they have enchantments, it's a B plus.
But if it's just hitting the land and a creature, a 3 or 4 drop.
Yeah, seems fine. Right, you're good.
Decisive Denial. It's hilarious. Green and blue for an instant. Choose one. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. I mean, I'm for sure playing. I mean, is this a B minus?
Yeah, this card's good. I love the modality of it. It's like, yeah, it can't counter creature spells, but theoretically it just removes it, right? So it requires you to play big creatures to do it. So yeah, I do like this card. I think this card is probably like a C plus. It's not that great. It's maybe a B minus, but I think that's a stretch. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fact that it's Decisive Denial, and that this pterodactyl is so decisive in its denial, it's going to take the bear, not the fish. It is a decisive denial, and then the flavor text is bear dismayed to discover food chain keeps going. Oh, it's so good. Food chain keeps
I'd be dismayed if I had turned around and saw this thing behind me.
Yeah, it's decisive. Yeah, but I don't think it's that great. It's like a C plus.
Okay. Yeah, I would if I'm in blue green, I'm happy about this.
Yeah, I'm playing it. I'm playing it. It's just a little hard to cast. It is just a fight effect. It is an instant fight effect, but it requires you to have a big creature, which isn't great with holding up your mana. So, Detention Sphere, on the other hand, 1 a white and a blue for a rare enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you Oblivion Ring, but also all permanents with the same name as it. Weirdly, it can't do it to itself because that would be weird. And then it just does the Oblivion Ring thing. So, yeah, this is like an Oblivion Ring, so it's like a B minus.
Yeah.
And maybe, I guess it can get like all of their mercenary tokens, so maybe it's like a B. But it does require you to be in. It requires you to be in 2 colors as well, though. So, I don't know. That's okay. I think it's like a B minus.
Oh, an endless detour.
This is cool art.
Yeah, this is excellent.
I like the Tension Sphere. We once again have stopped. It's fine.
I've been giving my opinion.
This is from New Capenna, right?
Yeah, this is the New Capenna, that car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Green, white, blue for an instant. The owner of target spell, non-land permanent, war card in a graveyard puts it on top or bottom of their library. I mean, I'm never playing this because it's 3 colors.
Yeah. If you're in Bant.
If you're in Bant, sure, I guess.
IRL, I'm taking this if it's foil every time. I just want to see it. I'm going to be mesmerized. I'm going to take an endless detour into this card.
Yeah.
This guy's like on peyote or something. Out there's visiting Joshua Tree in a very real way.
I was going to go a little bit darker with it. This man has gone on a hike that has never been finished.
Oh, yeah. It hasn't
Lost
been.
in the desert.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He found himself at the end of it, though. Yeah, I'm not playing this.
Found something.
I'm not playing this. It's way too hard to cast.
He found that the food chain keeps going.
Yeah. It's like a if you can play it. Okay, let's assume in some weird world Bant's easy for you. How good is this if Bant's even easy for you? It's like a
C minus.
no. I think it's better than that. If Bant is easy for you, it's like a C plus, right? Maybe even a B minus, because it's an instant speed. You can just make someone put their creature on top of their library at instant speed. That's pretty brutal.
That's obviously good. Yeah, we know that's a good effect.
So if Bant is nothing for you, it's probably like a C plus.
Yeah, it's not back in their hand, it's back on top of their library, so yes, sure.
Fractured Identity. So this is a good one. 3 white, blue for a sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it. So this is awfully close to mind control, but also works on like their Oblivion Ring. That's savage. Exile your Oblivion Ring. Get my creature back. Also, I get your Oblivion Ring. Exile your biggest creature. So yeah, this has got to be like a B.
Yeah, this is so good.
Seems very strong. Oh, nice bomb you have. Unconditional Exile. I made this?
Yeah.
So. You're good.
Oh, white and a blue. Hindering Light. Instant. Counter target spell that targets you or a permanent you control and draw a card. I mean...
Is this main deck playable?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it is.
It's a draw card and just nopes.
It has to target you or a permanent you control. I guess there's crimes, so maybe because of crimes.
A lot of targeting you. Yeah, targeting you and creatures.
It can happen, but not every deck. Not every deck is going to be doing this. I'm saying that this could just end up in your hand for forever, where you just literally can't cast it. You just can't.
There is
cast it.
Never a good deck that doesn't have some.
That's true, but it has to line up, right? You're not always going to have this in your hand, and when you do have this in your hand, it's not always going to be before they play removal. Like, they both have to happen simultaneously.
It also just replaces itself. You can't use it and are desperate.
It does not. You have to have a target for it.
Oh, yeah, you can't just fire it off.
You cannot just fire it off. It has to have a valid target. Now, yes, if you could just cycle this, I would definitely be more into it. But you cannot just... Fair. Unless you want to counter your own spell, which probably you don't want to do. But, I mean, out of the sideboard, if you are playing against a lot of removal, I think this is quite good. But, like, I would not want to run into, like, the red... or the green-white deck, which we've seen even has flyers or whatever. Like, this is probably a complete blank, right?
Yeah.
Or close to it. I guess they'd probably play that one removal spell. I don't know. I would consider main decking it, but you probably shouldn't. It's probably like a sideboard C+.
C minus, C+.
C+. If they have a bunch of removal, you're bringing it. Humiliate. White, black, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card. That player discards it, and you get a 1/1 counter. So it's like Essence Capture, but for non-land cards from your opponent's hand. This seems good, right? What do you think? Is this good?
Yeah.
You just get a non-land card and a 1/1 counter? That seems good.
Yeah. 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 I like it.
That seems good. What is it? It's like a C plus maybe? C?
Yeah, I think it's a C plus for sure.
C plus, something like that. Seems good. If you have discards energies, which you allege there are, then it's definitely better. Yeah. Alright, take Hippo the Sizzle.
Hypothesizzle. 3 blue and a red.
It's obviously Hippo the Sizzle.
Shut up. Instant. Draw 2 cards. Then you may discard a non-land card. When you do, Hypothesizzle deals 4 damage to that target creature, or to target creature. I mean, I'm playing this.
Yeah. Yeah, this card's great. This is like not very good Prophetic Bolt, but
yeah,
it's still probably good. Oh, you're right. It's not Hippo. It's Hypo the Sizzle. Yeah, I play Hypo the Sizzle, but what is it, like a C+?
Why are you calling it that?
Look, it's Hypo the Sizzle.
I'm gonna smack you.
What do you think it is? Like C plus?
Yeah, it's a C plus.
C plus, maybe
Maybe
better.
even a B minus.
Maybe even a B
Yeah.
minus. Yeah, yeah. It's a little slow. Is it any target?
It,
It's only
it's
target creature. It's really a poor man's Prophetic Bolt. Prophetic Bolt was any target.
yeah.
But anything that's close to Prophetic Bolt, I love. I'm taking it every time. Speaking of Ionize, 1 blue-red, counter target spell. It deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. This is a little bit better than Cancel, I think. Like, decently better than Cancel. The art is awesome.
This art.
They are not thrilled with the performance of their weapon.
I love that all of the flavor text has been like meant to be said in like an old timey
old timey. Backfire, bummer. Yeah.
Sizzler, slinger, singes,
Slick shot. Yeah, you almost got it.
Slick shot.
Backfire, bummer. Sizzling, slinger, singes, slick shot. There you go.
I don't like that. I feel like they could have done something instead of slick shot.
That's what it's called. That is a slick shot. That is a slick shot.
Yeah. This gun is a slick shot.
Yep, apparently. Sizzling, slinger, singes, slick shot. Yeah.
How good is this card though?
I think it's like a C plus. I think it's pretty good.
I mean, I think it's good, but counters are
there. But this one is. I mean, you obviously specifically need to be in Is It and not like really splashing any of that. Just like in Is It. But assuming you are, this is like a C plus, I think, because you're probably aggressive because you're in Is It. Oh
boy.
This should not be allowed out of 10.
Yeah.
That's the rating.
Yeah. Oko, Thief of Crown. This is the original broken Oko, right?
Mm-hmm. This is banned in every format and is also basically unbeatable in Limited. It's almost unbeatable in Cube. In Legacy Cube.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, in Vintage Cube, not Legacy Cube.
1 green and a blue, +2 to create a food token, +1, target artifact or creature loses all of the abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature and opponent controls with power 3 or less. It's a -5.
So if you are newer to Magic and don't understand why this card is absolutely ridiculous, is because if you don't have something threatening, they're going to +2 and it's going to have 6 and it only costs 3, which means it's basically impossible to remove. And you're having to sink tempo into it to even try and you're not going to succeed. Its +1 is actually removal. It gives you 3/3 for it, but it is going to 5, and you're only getting a 3/3. So even if they don't have a creature, and all they did was convert your busted 2/2 and a 3/3, you still can't kill it by attacking it, because it's up to 5. And then if you ever let it start making food tokens, which keeps them alive, and converting those food tokens into 3/3s, all while gaining willpower this whole time, or loyalty counters this whole time, it's just completely unbeatable. Its -5 is also not bad, because then it just starts taking your opponent's creatures and giving them food for it. I mean, it has to have power 3 or less, but there's a lot of good creatures with power 3 or less. So, this card is an S+, and you should be more of you should be morally obligated to not play it. I'll play it. Yeah. You don't play it. I'll play it. Let's look at the legality. Ban.
Strongest formats. Ban.
Yeah. And it's still worth money. Not playable, but it's worth money.
It's wild.
Oh, this is a cool one.
What a name. It's you.
Oh, Outlaws Merriment. 1 red, white. Perfect flavor for the set. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1 at random. Create a red and white creature token with the following characteristics. So you're getting a creature, what are we getting? We're either getting a 3/1 with trample and haste, a 2/1 with lifelink and haste, or a 1/2 with haste, and when this creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target. All of those things are great and limited. Truly great and limited. They don't go away. It just keeps making 1 every turn. This is extremely hard to beat in Limited. Very hard to
Holy
beat.
shit, for 4?
Yeah. In limited, you basically just hope it constantly cranks out the 2/1s. I mean, given the board state, you're gonna like want different things, but the
Yeah.
2/1s like guaranteed keep you from dying basically, while also applying pressure because all of these have haste. Like if they didn't hold back blockers,
Yeah.
this card's just great. This is like an A. It's
Yeah.
very hard to beat. It might even be an A plus. It's not an A plus because it's hard to cast. It's like an A though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be playing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ride down. Red and a white for an instant destroy target blocking creature. Creatures that were blocked by the creature this combat gain trample until end of turn.
That's funny. I've never seen this card. Horse sale
Okay.
sees record increase. I don't know how good this is.
Yeah.
So what? This reads something like destroy target blocking creature, deal 4 damage. Maybe that is good for only 2.
But it says by that creature, so like one
Yeah.
thing is only ever getting trample.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is destroy. Yeah, but that thing is almost certainly not blocked now. So it's like just dealing damage to their face, right? Because you're destroying the creature that was blocking it.
Yeah. So who cares if it has trample?
Because there's no creature blocking it, so it's doing all of its damage to face. That's why it's giving it trample. You're destroying the creature that was blocking your creature, and since you're giving it trample, now all that damage goes to face.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if they chump block
It
your
is
1/1.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilariously brutal also that they're double blocking.
Yeah. And if it's double blocking, it's obviously for sure good. So maybe this is. I mean, obviously you have to be super aggressive because they're not interested in
It is
what's
red
attacking
white.
you. Yeah. I mean, if I'm super aggressive, I guess I'm trying this just to see. But I mean, it's probably like
I don't think it's
a
great
C.
though. I think it's a C
Yeah,
minus.
I think it's probably like a C minus. But I'm trying it. I like the art of it too. Savage Smash.
Ooh, this is great art too.
1, a green, and a red. Sorcery. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and it fights. Yeah, that's good. This shows how good that Primal Might or whatever was, right? Because this is a harder to cast Primal Might. That's obviously a lot less flexible because it's exactly 3. But this is what Primal Might does for 3 at its X equals 2 modes.
Yeah.
But X equals 2 is also a pretty good mode for Primal Might, so this is like a C+. This is like a C+, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'll play it. What's going to be interesting... Sorry, I want to do one thing. What's interesting about these cards is so many of them are like multicolored and like kind of narrow and hard to cast. I feel like in multicolored we've seen more like uncommons and things for limited, which means you could get this late. Because like, what if most of the table is not specifically in green-red? Like pack 3, you could get this like 6-pick. You know, like just some gift where you're like sick. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Siphon Insight. Blue and a black instant. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of the library. You may play the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were any mana to cast it. And it has flashback. 1 blue and a black.
This art is gross.
Yeah, it's truly disgusting.
Oh.
I mean, this card seems so incredibly slow.
It's slow, but it's pretty.
It seems good. It seems good, but slow.
Yeah, it's probably like a C. If you're in a really controlly deck, it gets better. It's like a C+.
For sure.
B minus.
I mean, if you're in a controlly deck, yeah, I would call this a B minus.
So it's 5 mana. Get the best 2 out of your opponent's top 4. Right, that's one way to look at it. But it's a little better than that because you can split up the costs.
Yeah.
But it's also an instant, which is what really brings it home, right? So if you have counters or you're controlly, you're totally fine playing this. Then it's really good.
Yeah.
Then it's really good. So yeah, it has a ceiling of probably like a B minus. Like if you're a super controlly deck, you're interested in this. Terminal Agony, 2 red black, destroy target creature for 4. Madness, if you manage to discard it, for a red and a black. You're probably not self-discarding this really ever in this format that I've seen.
No.
So this is like a C minus, something like that.
Yeah.
C. It's a C. It's a C. It's okay.
It's a worse murder.
Yeah, it's like a C. C. You're good.
Tyrant's Scorn. Blue and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature with mana value 3 or less, or return target creature to its owner's hand.
This card I think was pretty good in limited, if I remember.
This is for sure. This seems like it's got to be good in limited.
Yeah, I think it's like a C plus B minus. I think.
Yeah. Speaking of control, I'm playing this.
Yeah, that's pretty good because it does kind of both the things. Like later in the game, it bounces the big thing. Earlier in the game, it just kills the thing. So like it does both the things at both the times.
Yeah.
Vanishing Verse. White black. Exile target monocolored permanent as an instant. This is pretty good. I think it's hard to cast, so like I'm not sure if I would even bother splashing this because it is a little narrow. Because like when it doesn't hit, obviously it sucks because like basically everything multicolored is broken, right? So like, so any of the multicolored uncommons, you're very upset to not be able to kill, and we've seen a ton of multicolored in both the bonus sheets. But I'm probably playing this.
Killer new act local haunt.
Yeah, I think this is probably just like a C plus, probably C plus in specifically Orzhov. Oh, I wonder how good this card is. You know this card, right? Take it.
Villainous Wealth. X black, green, and a blue. For sorcery, target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less among them, outpaying their mana costs. Yeah, I do actually know this card. Yeah, it is. If you can cast it out of 10.
Yeah, the problem is in its cast spells, so like even if you cast it for 5, if you manage to do these colors and you hit 2 lands, like you just get nothing. Which is pretty bad. So I don't think this is playable. I don't think this is playable because of lands. No. Because you have to at least do X equals 3, and you still feel bad if you hit 2 lands is like really bad, so I guess this is kind of 8 mana win the game a little bit. Not really. Like if you get that's still just 5. So if you hit 3, it's not playable. Don't play this. Good. Not playable. F. Love the card though. Void Rend. So this is an Esper out of 5. If you hit Esper, you have an instant destroying any non-land permanent, and it can't be countered. This is very hard to play. So legitimately, you and this isn't like broken enough to really be worth it. Let's say you can play this on turn 5 average. It's like okay, so this is probably like a C.
Yeah.
And if you're even trying to play these colors, it's like a C. Yeah.
So I haven't even seen that like really any Esper either. Like other.
No, there were. I remember,
but not as many as some of the other colors.
Yeah,
like Simic had certainly more.
Maybe. Speaking of,
Void Slime, green, blue. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability.
So it's once again a very hard to cast cancel. You probably shouldn't try to play this. It's like a D plus, C minus because it's so hard to cast. Yeah. I'm getting antsy because we're closing in 4 more cards. Contagion Engine. 6 artifact. When Contagion Engine enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature target player controls. You can pay 4 and tap to proliferate twice. This is extremely slow, and once it wipes their board one-sided, after even more mana, then it does actually nothing but proliferate. So if you have also 1/1 counters, is this playable? If you're in the 1/1 counter deck, is this playable?
No.
I still think probably. I would love it if it was. If the format is slow enough where this is playable and is pretty good, that would be interesting.
I can die happy if I lose to this, but
it might be okay because it's 1/1 counters initially, so it does kind of keep you from dying because you're taking less damage, and it is just 6. If ramp has any place in this format, I could see this being good. If you can ramp at all, I could see this being good.
Maybe.
If you manage to cast this on 4 somehow, and you care about counters, you need to be in green, which does care for 1/1 counter, as we know already.
Yeah.
I might be interested in playing this. Gabe, you were talking about how there's counters energies early on in white and green.
But even to ramp, if you're playing this on 4, you've done nothing so far in the game.
Yeah, but they're probably not killing you because all their creatures are doing 1 less. Oh, I mean, yeah, but okay, let's just say you're playing it on 6 or even on 5. But, like, you're a pretty beefy deck because you're white-green, and, like, you can kind of sustain. I mean, this does just win you the game, right? It's a one-sided board wipe. It's a one-sided board wipe that then, theoretically, also pumps the Holy Toledo out of your creatures eventually. So, I'm just saying...
I don't think it's good and limited.
We're about to say it was completely unplayable. I don't know. I like this dream. This is a dream that I think's worth dreaming. I've come around on it. I want to say this is, like... a build around C+. Build around C+, but generally it's like a C, C minus.
In its best case scenario is a C.
Okay. I think it's better. So, you go.
Grindstone. 1 colorless for an artifact. Pay 3 and tap it. Target player mills 2 cards. If 2 cards that share a color were milled this way, repeat this process. This is a pretty funny mill out.
Yeah, but you're not like super likely to hit.
No. I mean,
Mind Break Trap, baby. Let's go.
I don't know. You're not. I don't think you're unlikely to hit that. I mean, obviously you just hit a land and it stops, but like, I mean, most people are going to be in 2 colors.
Yeah. So if you're in 2 colors, so 60%. So 30% of your deck is one of the 2 colors, basically. If you have an exactly even split. Yeah. So in order to hit 2, again, we would have to do a geometric distribution. Yeah, it's not like super uncommon, but the payoff is just like milling 4 cards.
Yeah.
You know, or I guess it could keep happening.
Maybe you're milling yourself because you have.
Yeah, you could in green black. Yeah, I'm not playing this ever.
Yeah.
I think it's an F.
I'm not playing this.
Oh, actually, Mindslaver is in the set for the Infinite Mindslaver lock. So that's the ultimate dream. Here's the ultimate dream is you mana drain to accelerate Mindslaver into playing that artifact on the next turn to just Infinite Mindslaver lock.
Yeah, that would be delicious.
In limited. Yeah, so this card is not fun for anyone but you. 6 mana, legendary artifact, 4 and tap, sacrifice Mindslaver. You control target player during that player's next turn. You see all their cards for the player, and you make all their decisions. So you're making terrible attacks, and you're using all their spells as frivolously as possible. So, ironically, if your opponent has no truly bad attacks and only has creatures in their hand, it does nothing. It just skips their turn. That's like the best. That's all it does. Okay. It just skips their turn once. But normally it's much worse than that for your opponent. So, but it's slow. What is this? A C minus?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? Because everyone's playing this. If you get it, like everyone's gonna try this. I think.
Yeah, I still think it's a C minus, but
like, how much of a tryhard do you have to be to not try this? What's you?
Unlicensed hearse.
I love this, by the way.
2 colorless for an artifact vehicle. Tap it, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards exiled this way through 2. I mean, I like this card. It's really slow, seemingly.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad, certainly. I mean, this card is a good card.
Yeah.
I really love this card. It's also Capenna.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's like a C, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a C. Yeah, I think it's for sure playable. Give it that.
Yeah. Dust Bowl. We're to the lands.
Love this art.
Tap to add colorless. Pay 3, tap, sack a land, destroy target non-basic land. No, thank you.
Not doing it.
Cool reprint. Love the art. Really want to see it foil. Dust has no time to settle as new dust arrives. Good flavor. And that's it. Dust Bowl to end it. What a way to go out. Time to hit the dusty trail. Well, thank you, Gabe. That was entirely too long and entirely too many cards. Wizard truly hates people that are reviewing cards. But it was fun.
But we like your cards, Wizard. You're welcome.
They were fun. I think this limited format looks fun. I just hope it's slow enough to actually enjoy it.
Slow enough to enjoy these other cards. I think it's gonna be a really weird format if it's super fast.
I feel
like there's so many unplayable cards super fast.
It feels like there's a lot of cards that are trying to get you to be greedy, like to your point, that would then be unplayable. But also there were so many great bears.
There's so many.
And there was that outrageous red 1-drop. The 1/2 first strike haste for 1 red. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
Remember that? That card is absolutely absurd. And also that black 1-drop, the one that dies into another 1/1. Those are the biggest warning signs. Just black and red having 2 obviously great 1-drops makes me think Rakdos is really good. Just because of that. But also,
as soon as we had gone through them, I was like, well, this seems good.
Well, also just that red common makes me think red is really good. Because, like, it goes with black and it goes with green. Like, green is also loving to pump that thing.
Green also seemed kind of pushed because the creatures were so strong.
Anyway, I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to open some of this product. Thanks, Gabe. It's great.
Well done.
Bye. Peace.
Until next time.